Today's Ranger game in Baltimore starts at 6:35 their time, 5:35 Texas time, Central time. Pitchers today, Jacob Latz for us. He's been pitching really good. Charlie Morton for them. He has not been pitching good. One of the best curveballs of my lifetime, though. We need a run. We got shut out yesterday. We're going to have a special guest on today's show. John Moore, the recliner nerd on X, co-host of DLLS Rangers podcast. You probably know him already. He's a good guy. We're going to have him on for an inning or two. Probably around the second inning, we're going to talk baseball. Of course, you probably know. If you're watching this trailer, you probably know what we're going to do. We're going to watch the Ranger game. We're going to talk about the Ranger game. We're going to talk about baseball. We're just going to have some fun. If that sounds like something you want to do, hit that notification bell. Show up at 5:30. Go Rangers. I'll see you then. And we are live. It's baseball time in Texas. It's baseball time in Baltimore. It's baseball time on YouTube. And it's baseball time on Twitch at Texas Clubhouse on YouTube and at Texas Clubhouse over on Twitch. You can also be over on my Dole Whip Dad YouTube channel. Come on over to the Texas Clubhouse on YouTube. That's where the best experience is as it relates to chat. I'm glad you're here. Let's talk about today's run of show. About the second inning, we're going to bring in John Moore, the recliner nerd. You know him, co-host of the DLLS Rangers podcast. Good guy. Excited to talk to him about, well, podcasting, Rangers ball, and just Rangers in general. We got injury news. We'll talk about that, and you can see that in the fourth inning. I'm sure we'll talk about it with John in the second inning too. But in the fourth inning, Cody Bradford lost for the year. I don't like saying it out loud. It is what it is. I hate it. We also have some injury news on Mark Church and some other stuff. We'll talk about all that. Join the new Rangers X community. We'll talk about in the sixth inning. Rangers Twitter and me aren't good buddies, so I did a thing. We'll talk about that. In the eighth inning, we'll talk about scores and baseball talk from around ball. I'm excited about today's show. We've got a lot of new stuff for you today. A lot of those little ad spots I do. A lot of new ones today. Had some time to put some stuff together. Might announce an audio thing for you, may not. We'll see. Been talking to some other people about guesting, but there'll be some surprises coming. Joshua S. in the house. What's up, Jeff? It's Ranger Game Day. Let's get the win today. Amen to that, buddy. Amen to that. I am excited. So again, we'll go for about an inning, probably in between the top of the first and the bottom of the first. I'll send the invite over to our guest, and he'll pop in when he gets a chance for an inning or two. That's John from DLLS podcast. The recliner nerd, you know him on X. Give him some love over there. Game should be starting shortly. Let's show you a couple of these fun little, well, I think they're fun. I'll shut up and I'll play. 7 seconds. Hey, have you liked the stream yet? Like the stream. Like it. And then subscribe. Stop what you're doing. Subscribe to my channel. Now, we only have 4 people here. It takes a while for people to get in here, but you're going to get a little head start on some stuff because I got a couple contests for you. A couple. Here's the first one. Did you know I have a giveaway on X right now? It's just for this. It's free. It's easy. It's on X at Jeff Bates on X. Go check out the post. See what to do. Can be done in like 10 seconds. One of you will win this. Maybe tonight. Somebody's going to win this. All you got to do is, well, go to my X and do what it says. Also, I did a thing. Texas Rangers Twitter, kind of nuts. Texas Rangers X, not so much. I love the Texas Rangers. I love X. I do not love Rangers Twitter. Toxicity and emotion on parade. If I wanted the view, I would go to ABC, and I don't. So I won't. So I made a thing. Texas Rangers X, a place by me for you. You, the Ranger fan who's not nuts, not crazy, doesn't need to emote every time something goes wrong, and loves to talk baseball. Is that you? If it is, DM me over on X, at me over on X, or ask me here during the show, hey, will you put the link to Rangers X, not Twitter, Rangers X? We'll have some fun. We're going to talk about baseball, Rangers, and everybody else. And if you want to emote, yeah, Rangers Twitter is not going anywhere, but either am I. It's not Rangers Twitter, it's Rangers X, and it's for you, unless, you know, you're a troll. The lineup is ready to go. Smitty leading off: Langford, Seager, Simeon, Doley, Evan, Young, Osuna, Higgy for the good guys today. I'm excited about today's game. I'm excited about every game. Who's kidding? Charlie Morton, big right-hander, big curveball, one of the best curveballs of my lifetime. I mean, I might put it up there with Kershaw. Obviously, one's from the right and one's from the left. We're ready to go. Let's do this. First pitch of the game to Smitty coming at us right now. Again, guest John Moore, the recliner, and it'll be on. I haven't even sent him the invite. I'll send it in between the top of the first and the bottom of the first here in a minute. And yeah, it'll be a good time. Hopefully, we'll get him for the second or third inning or something like that there. Smitty been hot lately. We need him. Well, we need all 9 of the guys to get going. Who's kidding? Who's kidding? Who's kidding? Who? Little 80s tune in my head right there. Hitting 284 on the year. I'll take that. Fastball in, ripped hard into the no seats out in, well, I guess it came onto the field, but hardly anybody out in right field is what I'm saying. Got to predict Seager gets a home run. I almost did too, but I've been picking him so much I went with Josh Young today. The Baltimore, it used to be the walls were so impossible to hit a home run, but they changed that this year. You can reach it now. So we'll see. I went with Josh Young, but I don't hate that, Joshua. I don't hate that at all. People have been on him a little bit, him being Corey Seager, saying that he's not hot. I think he is, doubling a home run in the last series. We'll see what happens tonight, obviously. Morton misses 96 up and away. Up and away. Josh Smith is on first. Nobody out, man on first. I like it. Wyatt Langford, one of those guys that we definitely need to get going. And have a chance to do so right here. Split a gap, score a run. Maybe they run Smitty here. Let's not pop up the first pitch. How about that? Very talented team, these Orioles. Their record isn't good, but, I mean, Henderson and, well, Adley Rutschman's on the aisle. They did lose, of course, the big guy to Toronto Santander. Still a lot of talent on this team. And Jackson Holliday's brother, Ethan, very likely to be the number 1 pick in the draft coming up here in a couple, 2-3 weeks, right? Former first-round pick. Anyway, son of former major leaguer Matt Holliday, always one of my favorites. 4 people here at Texas Clubhouse, 1 over on Twitch. I appreciate all of you. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. I am. Langford just hitting 237 on the year. Need him to get rolling in this summer. That ain't going to do it. Little fly ball going to be an F9, 1 out. Top of 1. Big game for Jacob Latz. ×2. Going to be a big game for him because he's pitched pretty dang well his last couple times out. Corey Seager comes to the plate against Morton. But it's even bigger for him now because Bradford's out. Now, I don't know if Bradford was going to go into the rotation or not. Probably would have got there if somebody, Malley's not ready or Evaldi or all these guys that, could be hurt, right? So I think he probably would have been in there, but there wasn't a clear path for him necessarily. But those innings got to go to somebody. Well, they're going to go to Jacob Latz, especially if he can have a good start today. Jacob Latz started his career. His first time we saw him as a Ranger was a start. Last 2 times out he started, and he's looked real, real good. So opportunity knocking. Chris Sugar, get out. Fouls it into the net. Oh, 1 pitch, 1 out, man on first to Corey Seager. Seager also hitting 234 in the air. Fouled away again, 0-2. Make sure you take a second to like the stream, vote in the poll, and get comfortable and settle in, and let's watch some baseball together. 0-2 pitch. I see you over on Dole Whip Dad, over on my Dole Whip Dad channel. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Hope you come over to the Texas Clubhouse channel. It's my channel where I do a lot of baseball stuff. Love to have you hang out over here too, but I appreciate you being there at Dole Whip Dad. 0-2 pitch. Big curveball started well outside, ends up down and in the strike zone, I should say, for strike 3. 2 outs, man on first. Smitty walk, Langford out, Seager out. Now we got a 2-out double to score a run, or we'll need back-to-back hits. Simmy's got his average up to 222, which is, it sounds horrible, right? But it's certainly a lot better than it was. Simmy's got his average up to 220. Charlie Morton, one batter. Marcus Semien away from getting out of the inning after giving up that leadoff walk. 8 people here, 1 on Twitch, 6 on Texas Clubhouse, 1 on Dole Whip Dad. I'm glad you're all here. Happy Tuesday evening, wherever you are. You look out my window, gorgeous, beautiful puffy clouds and some beautiful blue sky. Supposed to be roasting in Baltimore, well, for the whole series. Well, here it's pretty nice. I mean, it's hot. It's Texas summer, but it's nice. Change up down 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild. Vin Scully special. Again, we got John Moore, DLLS podcast, coming up pretty soon here. I'll send him his invite as soon as the Rangers finish off this top half of the inning. And he'll come in when he's ready, and we'll have a good couple innings with him, hopefully. Get your questions ready for John. 2-2 up, full count. Ten people here now, 1 over on Dole Dad, 1 on Twitch, everybody else over here at the Texas Clubhouse. Glad you're here. Marcus is going to lift that one into left field. And that'll be an F7 for the end of the inning. Watch this. I'll be back in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Hopefully we'll have that invite sent over to John. I love the Texas Rangers. I love X. I do not love Rangers Twitter. Toxicity and emotion on parade. If I wanted the view, I would go to ABC, and I don't. So I won't. So I made a thing. Texas Rangers X, a place by me for you. You, the Ranger fan who's not nuts, not crazy, doesn't need to emote every time something goes wrong, and loves to talk baseball. Is that you? If it is, DM me over on X, at me over on X, or ask me here during the show, hey, will you put the link to Rangers X, not Twitter, Rangers X? We'll have some fun. We're going to talk about baseball, Rangers, and everybody else. And if you want to emote, yeah, Rangers Twitter is not going anywhere, but either am I. It's not Rangers Twitter, it's Rangers X, and it's for you, unless, you're a troll. Welcome back. We got a ball game. There we go. We got a ball game, a 0-0 going in the top. Going into the bottom of the second. Let me send over the invite to the recliner nerd himself. I can find the right buttons. Should be a good game tonight. Holiday, Laureano, Henderson, Sanchez, Reyes, O'Hearn, Mayo, Mullins, Carlson for the bad guys tonight. All right. Lats on the hill, first pitch. Lefty on lefty crime. Smash to Marcus. Makes the play. 4-3-1 out. Easy peasy. Let's do that all night, shall we? Number 67 gets number 7. Jacob Latz, I said it before, I'll say it again. We got a few more people here now. Big time opportunity. Of course, any start for a major leaguer who's not a starter yet, it's a big opportunity. He started, well, I guess twice now. One was a bullpen game, and one was kind of a more, well, extended bullpen game. This is a real start. Of course, his first start, like I said earlier, was as a starter for the Rangers. This time's a little different because A, it's a real start. They're going to extend him to 5 or 6 innings, they hope, they've said. But B, Cody Bradford out for this year and next. Jacob Latz has a chance to take advantage of that. Lou Gehrig set that long record when Wally Pitt missed today. And, it's not Bradford's fault. He's out, but he's out. He's going to be out for this year. He's going to be out for next year. Jacob Latz could be the man. And no matter what happens with Malley at the trading deadline, the rest of 2025, he's not signed for 2026. So for 2025, big day for Jacob Latz. For 2026, big day today for Latz. 9 people here live, 1 on Twitch, 8 on YouTube. I'm glad you're all here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Say hi in chat. Let me know where you're at, where you're watching the game. Little ground ball up the middle. Corey should make the play. He does. 6, 3, 2 out. Yeah, Joshua, I do too. Feel really bad for Bradford. Seemed like he was making good progress this year, make a return. But yeah, I mean, the news was, if I have this right around the 4th of July, they were going to try to extend him to 5 innings. I think I just heard that on the I don't know. I just heard that somewhere. I don't know. Maybe the pregame show. Whatever. It's not going to happen now. Dr. Meester, actually an employee of the Rangers. He's the best of the best. When anybody in Major League Baseball needs these surgeries, they go to him. He's a Dallas guy. And he said he'll go in, and when he looks at it, it'll either be the brace, which is better, less recovery time, or the Tommy John. He'll know when he opens it up and sees. So prayers for Cody and his career. I don't know him, but I've only heard good things. A local kid, Aledo, Texas. I don't think I've ever said a word to him, honestly, but I'm a fan. 12 people here now, 10 here on the clubhouse, 1 over on Dole Dead, 1 over on Twitch. Appreciate you all. Say hi in chat. Hope you're having a great day. Little ground ball to Marcus. That's a quick first inning for both us and them. And that's perfect time because I see you, John. You ready to pop in? No. Yes? Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let me hit the right button. John, I want to make sure. Yes? Okay, here we go. Let's bring him in. Oh, let's do better than that. There we go. Can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. John Moore, I heard a rumor that you went and watched a little minor league baseball. How did that go?
Well, Frisco won today. They won
Nice.
5-1, 6-1. At the end, I was trying to pack up, so I didn't see the very end of it. But my wife had a deal out there for her work, and I hadn't gone to a game and got my credential yet this year. So I thought, I'll head out there. So it was good. I talked to Walcott for a sec and talked to Colley for a sec at the end of the game. Carlos Cordoza, if you don't know, guys, follow that guy. That guy's going to be a big league coach someday. I'm telling you right now.
It's just a name. I couldn't tell you much about him, but he's the manager in Frisco. Yeah.
And unbelievable. Took them. They won a Texas League championship a couple of years ago. I mean, he wins every year. He does well. They almost won the first half of. I think they didn't quite win the first half because today was the start of the second half. And the thing he told me was we need to start hitting. But they did hit a little bit today. Walcott got a couple of hits, but nothing big. I mean, he a couple of soft. They found holes. That's a good way to put it. But
hey, I mean, you need some of those too.
Yeah, well, he's fast. He causes trouble with his speed.
Yeah. Guys, I didn't even do an introduction properly. This is John Moore. You might know him on X as the Recliner Nerd. I'm going to ask you about that name. You obviously know him from the DLLS podcast. I keep wanting to say Sportscast podcast. And yeah, I mean, that's where I first saw your name. I think the first time we conversed was about that. You had an event. I didn't get to go. I don't remember why I didn't get to go. But you had a pretty cool event at a place in Grapevine that looked really fun. Anyway, whatever. But Yes.
Yeah, that was back when we were technically Rangers Today before DLLS came along. But yeah, it was very cool.
I see you in chat, Brian. What's going on? Yeah, I remember old Walt being an Orioles fan. I don't think he even knows about the channel, but that's a whole other thing. John, let's talk about you a minute. So I think the people who are here are probably going to know you, but in case they don't, what do you do? Obviously, you're a podcaster. You're big on Twitter or on X. I'll shut up, but why don't you give your own introduction to the people?
Jeff, I'm actually, let's be honest, I'm a lot like you that just got a little lucky with some timing, to tell you the truth. I'm a Texas Ranger fan. I grew up a Texas Ranger fan. Got approached about in 2000, right before at the end of 2018, 2019, got approached by somebody to do some blogging. And I was like, okay. And so I started doing that, and they had a podcast, and I said, should I go on the podcast? And they said, well, you want to host it? And I said, sure. I mean, how do you do that? I didn't know how. I'm old. I didn't know how to do a podcast. They told me
you're old. You're not old.
So I started that, and from there, we ended up, because it was an outlet. It was Dallas Sports Nation is what they were called, and we put in for credentials, and they got them. And so I started going to a lot of games. My kids were older and not involved in much, and it got me out there a lot. And big hats off to John Blake. He saw this coming. It was right around the first time John Blake started looking at podcasters and bloggers and stuff like that, and thinking there's another outlet out there to possibly he likes the Rangers to be put on anything they can. So he got me my first credential, and through them I got to know the beat writers, who, by the way, are the real media. I mean, I know I'm very lucky I have access, but those guys every day, they grind it, they do it for a living. And so I got real lucky. Jeff had got let go from the Fort Worth Star Telegram, where I followed him. He was one of my favorite beat writers. We had become friends. Me too. Yep. And we had become friends. And so, I immediately signed up, and I was like, what happened? And we were talking. And as we were talking, kind of like you said, it's fun to have people in here and do this. It was always more fun when I did a show when I had a guest. And so I was always looking for possibly getting a co-host or doing something like that. And so I approached him, said, have you ever thought of podcast? And he said, believe it or not, I tried to get the Fort Worth Star Telegram to do it. They won't do it. I go on podcast all the time.
Wow.
And I said, well, let's do it. And I said, I've got all the equipment. And by this time I had bought, like you, I probably have a pretty expensive setup now that I had got. And then, I mean, we put the whole deal together. We started working on it. And right at the end, it dawned on me. I said, Jeff, I got to have a credential. If I don't have a credential, I really can't, Young got a hit, guys.
Yeah, I just saw that. For Josh.
Yep. And I was like, and so he went to John Blake and them, who they love Jeff. And immediately Rich Rice does it now. And they were both like, yeah, absolutely. And so, because I had told Jeff, I don't want to co-host you on the podcast I do, because I had another company involved and they were going to take any income it created. And I said, I'd rather that income go to you and me if that's going to happen. And he was like, right, let's do it. Yeah. So I went from, my best guest was Taylor Hearn, and as a
nice guy.
Player, and the very first show that Jeff and I ever did was John Daniels. It was 3 days later.
Wow.
And I went,
no pressure.
Okay.
I mean, not to attack Taylor Hearn. I'm a fan. I've heard he's a really nice guy, but that's a big jump. My goodness.
It was a huge jump. And so now, it's great. I can say, hey, let's try to get this guy, and he'll go get him or whatever. And I have made contacts now. Just
sure, but you needed that credential, right? Yes,
I needed the credential that got me to meet these guys, and then you build a relationship with them. But I don't have the relationship that those beat writers do. Those guys, I'm very happy with what I am. I'm very, very lucky. It was all timing for me, Jeff. I'm no different than what you do. And it's just timing and me just happened to coincide at the right time, and now I've got more access than I ever thought I needed.
That's such a cool story. Pickoff play. They're checking the replay. The Baltimore Orioles seem to think they got Josh there. I'm gonna watch the replay right now, see what I think.
They got him. Dang it!
No, I don't know.
I think they got him. Watch this. Watch this.
I got it on a little screen. I'll be honest. So I've got you on the big screen. I got this on the little screen. Well, we'll find out together. I don't
It
know. I
looks
mean, you
like
must
you got
have
him on the replay I'm seeing.
let me
Dang it,
see.
Josh! You get a hit and then do that.
Here we go. I'm
Dad,
going to watch this closer. I think he's in there. I think he's safe. We'll find out together shortly.
Yeah, I hope so.
NRL fan in the house, Mike Clark in the house, Kerm in the house. We're going to give you guys a chance to ask John some questions here in a minute. So hang out and get those ready. I'm actually kind of doing, and the back it up binge podcast popping in. What's going on? Ranger 205 popping in. What's going on? I'm kind of wasting time because I want to see this play. I'm going to be honest. I want to see this call, I should say. What the heck is taking too long? This is going to make me ask you this, John. What do you think about all the changes in the baseball? Oh, they call him out.
Yeah, I thought it looked like there's one angle, Jeff, and you said you were lower. I wouldn't have saw it
my
lower.
screen was really small at the time, so I didn't get a good look.
I've got a second screen up here that I've put the game on, and
yeah, man, I usually put the game here. You know what? When I do that, and I mirror it, and it's a little slower, so I just put it on the screen because like I'm looking at you. I don't know inside baseball stuff. I don't know if anybody cares, but I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at you, and me now, and then just under my head is the game, but it's just a normal,
Well, I was going to do it on my
whatever.
phone actually, but I just pulled up Victory Plus and put it on there.
Is
what I was going to do. So, what were you going to say? Now, what were you asking?
I think we're saying hi to people in chat. Let me see what this is. Jeff, what is your username? Oh, John, what's your username in chat? I don't know. On YouTube, he's at Recliner Nerd. Yes, do I have that right?
Yeah, at Recliner Nerd, and I'm on everything at Recliner Nerd. So,
are you on? I think what he's asking is, are you on YouTube? He probably wants to follow you if you are over there. Are you at Recliner Nerd on YouTube?
We're at the if you'll just look up the DLLS Rangers Weekly Podcast, we're over there on that. And then if you go to DLLS Sports on YouTube, the Daily Show with John Radigan and Jeff Wilson's on there, and they link our weekly show to that. And so it's under DLLS Rangers Weekly Podcast.
And I'm going to drop the link into the chat right now. Hope this is the right one. Pretty sure it's the right one. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Yeah. You guys can find them all over the place. It's easy to find. Again, at Recliner Nerd over on Twitter. So I'm fascinated by that story. And it's funny because I had a couple of people ask me, and one of the questions was, do I know John Radigan? Who I do not. Seems like a real nice guy, but I think, I want to go back a little bit. Because my guest yesterday was Kane McCutcheon, and I mentioned it a couple times during the show that you were going to be on. Now, when it was just me and him, a little inside baseball again, right after the show was over, I'm just telling him thank you, and he said, "Make sure you tell him thank you for me. That you, I don't know if you want, I'm going to embarrass you here, but that you went out of your way to really show him the ropes and help him understand what's what." And I love that because we're not as young as Kane, either one of us, and I love. Well, you kind of talked about like what Jeff went through, and I don't know anything inside by any means, but it sounds to me like they were a little bit dinosaur-y, my opinion, and from what you said, no, you don't want to do a podcast? What? Big newspaper in town? That's insane. And I think people like Kane are our future. I mean, you mentioned the beat writers, and Evan, you tell me if I missed somebody, but Evan, formerly Jeff, now Evan, Kennedy, I guess Kane. I mean, I'm sure there's more, and I shouldn't be doing a list because I'll forget people. But
the beats that I know are Jeff Wilson, Evan Grant, Kennedy Landry, Sean McFarland, who splits time with Evan. He's really doing a lot now too. And there's some guys. There's another guy. Kane's kind of like me. Kane goes a lot. And he's doing it for another deal. I guess you could say beat. I don't know if he puts something out every night. I don't see him there all the time, but he's there a lot. But I told Kane, so Kane kind of took over when I was with Dallas Sports Nation, and I got a season credential through Dallas Sports Nation on my own. The Dallas Sports Nation didn't get it for me. I got it because I was going so much, and it was right after COVID. COVID had hit, and we were only getting to go to the press box, and we couldn't even go on the field anymore. We couldn't go down the clubhouse. Wow. And when they eased it up in 2021, when they eased it up and started letting us go down there again, John Blake gave us our new credentials, and mine was a season. And I said, John, this one's he always gave me daily ones. And I said, this is season. He goes, well, heck, you're here all the time. I thought I'd just give you one since you come all the time. And I thought that was really cool. And
I'll tell you what a job for John Blake, who I don't know, but I've only heard amazing things. I mean, those things are those things are kind of gold, right? I mean, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be nice to him anyway, but I'd be even nicer to him now.
Yeah. So he's gone. He's retired. Now it's Rich Rice.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, yeah.
But John, and John, look, you could get on his bats. I almost lost my credential. That's
Tell me. It sounds like a fun story.
I'll tell you the story. So, when I was doing Dallas Sports Nation podcast, the Ranger Nation podcast, what it was called back then, and what I really was getting was some minor leaguers. I was going to Frisco a lot, and I was getting a lot of minor leaguers on, and Ricky Vanasco became friend, and I got these guys' phone numbers, and I would text them and do all of that, and I did not know I was doing them all. I'd done a lot of minor leaguers back then. There were guys that were, Brock Burke
Sure.
I broke I don't know if everybody remembers the Levi Weaver story about Brock Burke and the sleepwalking.
Oh yeah, I mean, it rings a bell.
I broke that story. I gave
cool.
that story. I gave that story to Levi. That was me. Brock was on my podcast and told me about that.
Wow.
And so it wasn't video back then. My podcast was just audio. But Vanasco, if y'all remember, it got announced that he was diagnosed with a UCL tear, and he was going to get Tommy John surgery. And it came out at about 10 that morning. And I just texted him and I said, "Hey man, keep your head up." I said, this may be a blessing in disguise. You'll be back here. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be back. I'm not worried. I'm ready to go." And, stuff like that. And so he was really good. And then at the last minute, I kind of said, "Hey, do you want to maybe come on? Let's do a little show tonight. You can come on." And it was one of the few times I'd started the live stream a little bit, and I was doing it on Twitter. And he goes, "Sure." So we came on and we started talking about it. It was just kind of how he felt it, how it happened. Well, that got to Rangers player development, who started going, who in the world who is Recliner Nerd? They didn't know who I was. And all I did was I got a text from John Blake that said, "Why would you have on Ricky Vanasco and not contact me first?" And
this is before
John had never
you
been
were. Is this before
yes.
your credential and all that, or you already did?
So what he did, no, I was already credentialed. I mean, I was already going. But at the time, we were doing post-game. All post-game was being done on a Zoom call. We weren't allowed to go in the clubhouse.
Sure.
And so it was all Zoom call. That night, when we went on the post-game Zoom call, John kicked me out of it. And I thought, well, so I called John and I left him a message and text and I emailed him. I said, "John, please call me. I want to talk about this." He called me the next morning. I said, "John, I had no clue. I had made these relationships, and I got to give credit to Jeff, Levi, Evan, TR Sullivan at the time. They all went to bat for me and said, 'Hey, you can't, this was not malintentions. This is a guy that does a lot of good with these minor leaguers who don't do a lot of interviews, and he's doing some interviews with them. He didn't know better and all of that.'"
So what were they upset with, that you broke the news?
They wanted to more than what John was upset with, and very understandable. This was a very different topic. It wasn't just me having on Ricky Vanasco to shoot the crud and do whatever. This was Ricky Vanasco really talking for the first time to somebody after he was diagnosed, and he was a top prospect in the organization, and he was talking to me. And John is like, on something like that, you got to understand, I've got other media members too that may want to do an interview with Vanasco, and player development may not be ready to let him talk to anybody.
Interesting.
And so, and it was very understandable. And here's what happened, I think. And John,
I wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known, but I tell you what happened, and I learned a lesson. And I think that when something like that happens, the media relations guy was John Blake. Everybody went to John Blake and said, "What in the world?" And it looked like he didn't know what was going on. And so he told, and immediately that next day, he goes, "John, you don't need my permission to have on players. Let me be very clear. That's not what this is about. You're fine. We're good. But when something like this, that might be a breaking story, or there might be something behind it, check with me first before you do anything." Now, beat writers will break a story.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I am not.
Okay.
At the time, I wasn't. I wasn't with a big organization at the time. DLLS is a little different, but I still, from that day up until he left last year, if I thought something was at all, I would go, "Hey, John, am I cool here?" And he would go, "Oh yeah, go ahead." He never turned me down. A lot of times I didn't even ask him.
I mean, that's respectful, right? I'm not quite sure. I guess what you're saying is they want the beat writers to do the reporting and everyone else to do the other stuff. I mean, I don't know, but I kind of get it.
I think more than anything, I think is that they did not want Ricky talking to anybody. But you know what? Think of lawsuits, whatever. Hey, did we make you pitch while you weren't feeling good? Whatever. There's nothing. It could be anything that they probably. Yeah. So I imagine player development probably was like, you know what? Don't really talk to anybody right now. Ricky even told me when I talked to him the next time, he said, yeah, they talked to me about it. And so the next time he came on, we both talked to people and he said, yeah, I'm good. They said, I can come talk to you. And it was later after he was back and all of that. But it was.
That's crazy. That's a cool story though, but that's crazy.
Yeah. So it was, it was just relationships that I had built, like Walcott and them. And look, it's for me and Jeff, it's really cool. Like when somebody gets called up that we've known since they were in high A. I mean, in the clubhouse, they're hugging us. Blaine Krim. I told Blaine Krim at spring training, I walked up to him and said, "You're going to make your major league debut this year." And he said,
told me that. I remember you said that. Yeah.
From your ears to God's, from your lips to God's ears. He made that joke. And when he came in that day, I looked at him and he just looked at me and shook his head and walked up and gave me a hug. He said, I told you. I told you they were going to get you to do it. And so I hope he gets back. I mean, he's such a
and that's guy. Awesome. I love that, and that's awesome. And I love baseball. I love baseball my whole life. But part of it for me is like that family thing. Like baseball teams are not always, but often there's a family thing. And you talking about that, and it makes me think. I guess I'm going negative a little bit here, but how much harder it might be. Well, for two things. For one, when there's a trade, or Cody Bradford goes down for a year and a half, and you've probably been there while you've been watching him, and or different but the same when the fans are insane and so negative. I mean, I've got some beef with Rangers Twitter because I hate the negativity, because this isn't MLB The Show, man. This is Jimmy, who's got a wife named Julie, right? I'm trying not to use names that might fit, right? And they're real freaking people that are just really good at something that we love to watch. And life is hard. I mean, I don't know Cody at all. I bet he's having a bad freaking week. I mean, that sucks. And then when Marcus is going through it, man, what has Marcus done? I'm going to go on a rant. I need to calm down and let you talk.
Go ahead.
When Marcus is going through it, and the fandom, who they should be appreciative, in my never so humble opinion, are giving him crap and acting like they know stuff that they don't know. And then when people say it's embarrassing and or they're not trying, I swear to you, John, I am not that nice of a guy anymore. I think I'm a nicer guy until then, and I have no desire for anyone to like me who says that crap about people. Help me out. Walk me through it.
Jeff, that is when I have been at your back a lot of times going that I'd come in and agree with you and go, guys.
I got you. Yeah.
You guys need to chill out. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'll tell you right now.
They're nuts.
These guys are trying so free. All they want to do is win. That's all they want to do.
What planet do you have to be on to think that a professional athlete is not trying? And I guess we could blame a couple. There's a few athletes that are famous. I don't want to go negative. We can all think of the guys, but that's the rare guy. The people who get to this level are unbelievably talented, but unbelievably driven, and the most competitive people on the planet, by and large. Not everybody. But come on, to say that they aren't trying, like, I want to say something to them to make them unfollow me. That is how I feel at those moments.
It really is. And I mean, you guys are on here now. You got questions, ask me. I'll tell you what any Texas Rangers like personally. I'll tell you about all of them because I know all of them. I've met them all. And it's so amazing to me how off they are. You guys are so off of how these players
are. The fans. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button there. I'm hitting all kinds of wrong buttons. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't know them like you do. I have a few connections, and I've had more in the past. And
you know them better. You know them better than the fans do because I've seen you down there close. You and I, and I know that they've interacted a little bit.
It is what it is. It is. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I just want to be me, and people can judge from. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be that guy, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. These are human beings. Like, I don't need to know them to know that they're not, well, how they're presented on Rangers Twitter. And so anyway, I don't want to make the whole time I
Well,
have you about that, but
well, Cody Bradford, believe it or not, I just talked to him the other day because he lives. I'm not going to say where he lives because I'm not going to. I'll tell you off the air or whatever. But I'm not.
I know the city, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, but
I think
was
it's
talking.
pretty public.
I do a lot of business down there and some stuff like that. And I said, "Hey, have you found a good place to eat?" And he was naming the place. We were talking about it. And we were just all sitting around shooting the, you know what, talking. And then it was kind of like, so where are you at? Oh, I'm going to go do this or do that. And it looking like, you know, he. At the time, it sounded like he thought he was going to be back within a month. I mean, that's the
well,
way
they were talking about July. I heard, I think today, July 5th, they were going to go 5 innings. They thought, by the way, Josh Smith gets hit almost where you don't want to get hit.
Yeah, he almost got hit in that sweet spot.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that from a hitter. It looks like he's okay. 2 outs, man on first. Wyatt pops it up. Get out of play. I think it will. Yeah, all right. 0-1 count to Wyatt. Let's reset. 2 outs. Top of 3. No score, of course. I obviously having that access is awesome for content, right? But it's also it's awesome because of the personal side. But again, that negative thing, like I saw Jankowski signs with the Mets. I'm happy for him because I love the guy. He's a nice guy, and oh my gosh, what an elite player. And then I think that part of me wants that access, and part of me doesn't, right? Because I love the game, and I want to talk about the trade deadline, and I don't want to say, hey, trade Tyler Mahle because he's on an expiring contract. I don't know. I guess it goes both sides of that. But how do you deal with that when you've got a personal relationship? I mean, I guess you do opinion. Would you say you do opinion? I mean, when I listen to your show, you're giving your thoughts, right? I mean, how do you do it? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, giving your opinion. I kind of followed step on what the Beats did. And they would, when they, like, I was like, okay, so how are these guys? Oh crap. Right at him.
Line drive. Hey, hold on one second. Walt, how you been, buddy? Somebody just mentioned you in chat. What are the odds? Longtime old friend, my buddy out. Well, he's an Orioles fan, but I like you anyway. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
No, you get to know these guys. They're very friendly. It's weird. Like the way when you see them, like on a post-game interview, the way they talk there and the way they talk when it's just, you're kind of hanging, you're kind of in the clubhouse and you're around there. It's a little bit different. It's like they know when they've got to watch what they say. Like Adolis Garcia, if he does a formal interview, he always has Raul with him, but he understands everything and can talk English.
Well, the last 2 I've heard, he did it in English, which is freaking awesome. I can't barely speak English, let alone any other language.
That's right. But he keeps Raul there just in case. But like when you're just at the clubhouse or whatever, you can walk up and ask how the kids are, do whatever, and he'll sit there with that big old grin talking to you and patting you on the shoulder and talking and doing whatever.
I have 4 daughters. One of them turns 21 this weekend. She's not here right now, but I'll play this part because she loves Dolly. That's by far her favorite player, and it's because of the shoes. But anyway.
Hey, I'll tell you what, she would love to meet him because he is the most friendly person in the world. My wife loves him too. She just thinks he's the
I've heard that. He was at an event, one of those stand in line for 5 hours and get up there, and I'm not a big stand in line kind of guy, but I almost went. I think it might have had a horrible storm day. I found there was some reason for me to easily get out of it, but yeah, he'd be one of them I'd take my daughter to. Anyway, guys, this is John Moore at a Recliner Nerd on XDLLS podcast. Part of the DLLS Sports. You guys do everything, right? You got the Stars, because the first link I did with the Stars, and I don't follow the Stars too close, but tell people about DLLS. Let's do that.
So DLLS is so what they do. I didn't know what it was when Jeff got this. So Jeff is the one they came after. So I give DLLS a lot of credit.
Jeff Wilson, formerly of the Fort Worth, whatever.
The Fort Worth Star Telegram and Rangers Today, if he used to be a part of that. DLLS hired him. This is Jeff's career. This is what he does. And they hired Jeff to be a beat writer for DLLS and to do a daily podcast. And the other guy they hired was John Radican. And so Jeff told them, I have this weekly show, and they were kind of hesitant at first. And then they saw the subscribers we had, and they saw the clicks and everything we did. And they said, well, let's bring it on. And he said, well, John really is he's a credential guy that gets access, and he'll do stuff for us if he needs to. And I give him a lot of credit, and I really thank him. They brought me on board for that. And there's compensation, but they know that my compensation's in very affordable compensation because it really is. I mean, there's no, if they need to cut me for anything, they can, and I do it for free, right? Because I've already told them that, and so they did that.
I like you enough to tell you to stop telling them that.
Yeah. So they do the Stars, they do the Mavericks, they do the Cowboys, and they brought in beat writers and people that everyone knows for each one. And it's a daily show. They do a daily show on all four. They got really nice studios in downtown Dallas. I've been to them once. I went down there because I had a meeting with them when we were first doing this, and it's really cool. I don't ever do anything from there. Jeff and I have our own studio. And but they're off on Fridays, I think, and then they always do a post game after the last game of the series. And John and Jeff do. And so, but they've got Abby. Abby comes down there a lot. Abby's an employee also. But they've got great people, and they're putting out some good I tell you what, when they traded Luka, I jumped on there and I don't even watch basketball, but I wanted to know what I thought it was a big deal. And I spent 1 hour watching those guys immediately breaking it down for me.
Yeah. Look, I like you a lot, but Abby's my favorite. She's awesome and good to look at. And, she's part of the baseball family outside of work. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Her dad was a former major league pitcher. She knows everybody. Every team that comes in, a coach or somebody has played with him, or she knows him.
When I see her, she's on the field hugging somebody from the other team every time.
Every time. You see her all the time do that.
Love it. Guys, this is the John Moore at Recliner Nerd on X, DLLS, the podcast. Check them out over there with Jeff Wilson. Yeah, I used to work with the Boys and Girls Clubs. I still do nonprofits. And I kind of knew his wife. I didn't know her well, but we emailed stuff. And back in the day, because I think anyway, it was a little inside baseball that I won't bother anybody with. Hey, Hatbox Ghost, what's going on? Yeah, talk about LA Daily Cruise. That makes me want to ask you, because I know Hatbox Ghost, his favorite player is EDC, and it's hard not to be one of my favorite players, frankly, even though he's in Cincinnati. Who's your favorite player as a fan? And it doesn't have to be a player today. Like, you're kind of my age. I'm probably a little older than you, I think. But who's your favorite player of all time? Mine would be Steve Garvey, which most of the people in here probably won't even know. But who was yours? And what made you love baseball is where I'm trying to go.
So I went to my very first Texas Ranger game in 1973. 74. I was 7 years old.
And mine was in 77. So you got
Billy Martin was the manager of the Texas Rangers. I saw Hank Aaron hit a home run in Arlington Stadium.
That's awesome.
And I remember that. And I remember my dad. I mean, he wasn't the Hank Aaron we see on TV. He was kind of fat. He wore this helmet with no ear flaps. He just wore the helmet. He was the DH. He didn't go out in the field. And my dad would just tell me, this guy right here is one of the greatest players that ever played. He was a big baseball guy. And I was there as a kid, and he did. It was like a Thursday night or something, and he clanged one off those stands out there at the old Arlington Stadium. That's where I loved it. I thought Arlington Stadium was the best stadium that ever was there. I had never been to anything like that. I grew up a fan. Probably my favorite player kind of growing. I was a big Jeff Burroughs fan. I was a big they're Rangers. Toby Harrah, Buddy Bell was a big fan. Jim Sundberg, my brother loved him, so I liked Jim Sundberg. I was actually at Nolan's 7th no-hitter. Now I was an adult then. I got talked into going at the last minute, and I was in a fight with my then girlfriend. And so we used to play softball, and we would play softball, and I lived in Arlington at the time. And our game ended, and we got to the game at the top of the second inning. And boy, he went to Eddie Murray. There he is.
Now let's talk. My buddy Walt just said his favorite player is Eddie Murray, which I remember you saying before.
If I had to pick one, probably my overall favorite would probably Burroughs, maybe Jeff Burroughs. I really like Jeff
74 MVP. So my favorite player of all time is 1974 MVP too, Steve Garvey on the other side. I grew up in San Diego. My grandma, was a Dodgers fan. So I've been a Dodgers fan my whole life, and I still am. But I consider myself a Dodgers fan, like vintage Dodgers. And
Yeah.
I still root for them today, but I'm a Rangers fan now because I live out here and it's fun. And frankly,
Yep.
every couple of months the Dodgers do something to piss me off, but that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe I'll have it, maybe I won't. But I've been mad at them since McCourt. Frankly, Frank McCourt let all the guys go. Garvey and Newcomb, and he was rude, frankly, to the guys. And I like that the Rangers are doing a little bit of that, like alumni. What do they call it? The autograph over by 101 Alumni Alley or whatever, where they have the autographs and bringing those guys in. I think keeping the connection to the past is big. Maybe it's because I'm old, and it sounds like we're in the same era. You're talking about the 70s. I started collecting baseball cards in 77. That's still my favorite set because that's the first pack of baseball cards I ever opened. And for me, it's on the NL side. But I went Dodger fan, but I went to Padre games. Like you talk about Arlington, the stadium for me that I love is Jack Murphy Stadium, which is not a thing anymore. I think it's a parking lot now. But I ran that place. Boy, they were so bad I could get the front row. After the first inning, I could sit in the front row basically any night. It was the best.
Boy, if I could have kept all my old baseball cards, I threw them away. Just thought they were trash.
Don't tell me that.
I've started collecting again, and I've got a bunch of new cards that I got. But my mother-in-law gets me a set every year for Christmas, and I don't open them. She's done it since my oldest son, who's 20, was born, and so it'll something I'll give the kids one day. But I tell you what, Josh Young is a huge baseball card guy.
I love that. There's so many more players today that at least outwardly are collecting. I'm a big fan of Matt Strom because of him talking about baseball cards. And but I love that we have Josh Young. There's a couple other guys on the team. Evan Carter was a big deal when Evan Carter went and got his was it the patch card, whatever. Getting a little Mike Hargrove talk in the chat. See, look at this. I love having you on because I love baseball today. But if 77 to 85, that's when I was like a kid and I was having fun with it. Mike Hargrove's first year, the park had a 10-cent beer night. That's a famous one. Ended up with 100. Yes.
My dad was there. And,
no, tell me that.
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. So it was either the A's or the Indians. Hey, we got 2 on with no out, guys.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let's get a run here.
So, but it was either the A's or the Indians. I do know this for a fact. Dave Duncan was the catcher because Dave Duncan was a friend of my dad's. They grew up.
Oh, wow. One of the great pitching coaches of all time.
Yeah. He actually finished high school in California, but my dad was an Oak Cliff guy. And Dave Duncan lived in Oak Cliff and played Little League ball with my dad. And they stayed friends. And I actually got to go in the dugout when I was about 6 years old. I remember that. I had a ball I kept for years that he gave me. But Dave Duncan got a beer poured on his head that night from the fans. The fans went crazy. It was 10-cent beer night. You go out there with $1 and get wasted, just it was bad. In fact, they had to. It was because of that. A lot of stadiums, I think, were kind of doing that, and they all quit. They were like, "No."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Charlie Finley did it a couple times, right? And they had the famous disco night where they were burning stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, the 70s were freaking awesome. I was a kid, but they were awesome. Brian in chat says, "Don't forget Ozzy." I was a kid in San Diego watching him. I remember when that trade with Templeton happened. I was a Dodgers fan, but I was going to Padres game. Dolly up 1-1 count, first and second. Ozzy's the best I've ever seen. I mean, the defensive shortstop, great plays. Ozzy did stuff that's just.
There's a play out there, and y'all need to Google it because I know it's on YouTube somewhere. A play he made where he dove for a ball and it took a bad hop. And in mid dive, he turned his glove back over his body and caught it and made the play. I mean, Ozzy Smith was crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Unbelievable. I was a Dodger fan, so then he went to St. Louis and he hit that big home run that I'll still never forgive him for. But other than that, what a guy. I played that position for a while. I ended up going over to third as a kid, but because of Ozzy, because everybody in San Diego, well, everybody wants to be a shortstop anyway, I guess, but everybody in San Diego at that time wanted to be a shortstop because he was the wizard. Unbelievable. Great stuff in chat. Let me say this one. Brian, what's going on? I don't think I said hello to you, buddy. Welcome in. Or maybe I did. Whatever. I'm glad you're here. My mom's late boyfriend's daughter is married to a former Angels infielder and current scout for the. Wow, nice. I don't know that name, but that's cool. Yeah, that beer night stuff. John, this is awesome. I love this. Favorite story from you from the World Series season? I need to ask because, I mean, what a run. In the playoffs.
Yeah, so that was emotional for me. I and I was credentialed through that whole thing, and I did not, but we were Rangers today then, and Jeff, of course, went to everything. But if I was going to travel, and if I was going to travel even anywhere, I was going to have to pay my own way because Rangers Today didn't have the funds, and we were trying to make sure Jeff made a living, and Jeff got that book deal out of it. But my favorite of all that World Series run, I think my absolute favorite thing, my favorite story there's two stories I'll tell you. One of my favorite things was when they beat the Orioles to move on, to go on to play the Astros. They had the big party underneath the celebration, and I was in that locker room and got drenched a little bit. They tend to find media and have fun with them because it's a time they can, and I just got to had it all on video, and that was really cool. My favorite World Series story was when Corey hit the game tying home run, and then Adolis hit the walk off, and we went down to go. First thing you always do when you go down is you go to that room where you always see Bochy do his interview, and he has the
hold on, face it in right field, plate. Hold on 1 second, get in there. He's gonna get. Oh, he lost the ball. Scored the run. The catcher lost on the throw. Releases the ball. 1-0.
I'm 1 second behind you. Here we go. Go Corey. Go Corey. He's there.
Sorry to interrupt your story there.
No, that's cool. So, but the coolest thing in the world. So let me tell you this: as a guy that I go down to that first, and that's usually where the starting pitcher and Bochy and all them do their thing, and then we go to the clubhouse and we talk to the players because they don't all come in that media room. And for whatever reason, after that, Jeff wanted to immediately go to the clubhouse because they were going to open it right away. World Series was different than a normal game, and so to me, he was like, "Go down and do Bochy and do the interview room." And so I think he wanted to get Adolis or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I go down there, and not many media, believe it or not, there were only like 7 of us that sat down for the first interview after the post of the first game 1 of the World Series. And the first guy
out there being fans, celebrating and stuff. Like, why weren't they in there?
I don't know. They just hadn't got. They were going to the clubhouse. Did we do another one?
Yeah, we did. Little ground ball, plate to plate, not even close to Simeon scores. 2-0, good guys. Yeah, baby. I'm sorry to keep interrupting. I want to hear the story.
No. That's the best in the world kind of thing. So anyway, I get down there, and they bring Corey Seager in to do the interview. And there's only like 7 of us in there because everyone they'd all gone to the clubhouse because the clubhouse was where they were wanting to see that, I think Jeff was trying to get Adolis. He had hit the walk-off. He was trying to get all that. And so Corey sits down. And normally,
for people who don't know, they're nowhere near each other, right? Like am I crazy? The clubhouse.
So there's a little. They're connected to the clubhouse, but they have to walk through this hall and come up into this media room where they do that.
I've been in the media room a million times, but
I went to the clubhouse afterwards. You just walk around and you go down the walkway there and go to the clubhouse. But I'm sitting there. Corey walks in, and I know Corey hates talking about himself. He hates it. He does not like talking about himself, and so. Nobody's there. Normally, you've got like Emily there to ask the first question. Of course, it's World Series, so it's national. Nobody's there to ask it. So I just raised my hand. I never, ever hardly ask questions. And so I was the first question. And I said, Corey, I look, your home one was important, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Adolis and what has he meant to this team in this stretch right now. And Corey smiled at me and gave a long answer. And everybody in the world, it was live, I guess. And I started getting texted by all my friends going, "You son of a gun! You were just I can hear your voice on TV." And I was like, awesome. I was like, "What?" Oh. I was like, and so, but that was really memorable because I can't believe how many people were like, "Man, I heard your voice on TV. I heard your voice on TV." Because I don't ever ask questions. I never have to. Between Kennedy and all of them. And Jeff and all them, they all ask questions that I would ever ask. Right?
Evan, if I hear audio of a question, it's Evan talking 99% of the time. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yes, and Evan takes a long time to get out a question. Let me do
he does.
Let me see if I can do my Evan impression while he's in there. He leans over, he goes, "Boch, look." So I know that you don't like that they're having these struggles at the time, but so and you could feel the heat from everybody else going, "Just ask the question." But he gets to a point that he's making. So what would you? And he asked, so it's really funny.
That's
to watch.
hilarious. You know,
And I sit right
I've
behind
caught
him.
that.
So I sit here and he sits right there. So I'm over his shoulder going, come on, get it out.
Get it out, get it out. Yeah, I'm that guy too. Talk faster, everybody. The whole world can hear faster than we can talk. I guarantee it. I feel like I don't know him well. I've said hello. He doesn't know me. I don't think from Adam, but was it? Oh yeah, he does give me that. I wouldn't have said this if you didn't say it, but that I'm telling you a story and thinking about where I'm going to land it sometimes in those questions. And hey, I love him. I love his content, and I'm a fan of his even. But and it's interesting to have this talk with you because when I lived in San Diego. And I was an LA fan. We had Sack Fly Score run 3-0. Good guys. I had those two markets, and the LA market's a massive market. And I loved Vin Scully. I mean, Vin Scully. I won't tell this whole story now because I want to talk to you, but I will tell you this quickly. Vin Scully called me on the phone, and it's a whole long, cool story. But it's one of my favorite moments of my freaking life because
oh my god,
he was a guy that, I mean, when I go to heaven, he's first on the list, right? I want to go say thank you to that guy. I love him, and I love him. I mean that with the entirety of the word. And I've always loved. I don't always love the media. I've always loved people who love the game and share it with me. Let's say it that way. I mean, I'm a little anti, frankly, MLB media. Like I'm mad about the Hall of Fame voting. I think we do a horrible job as a industry with that. I think there's a lot of dinosaurs out there, and I do want to take it back to the Kane thing because this is kind of where I was going with that. I don't know Kane.
He's great.
Exactly what I love him, but I don't know what he's going to do forever. But I hope him and more like him love the game and kind of take over because the Hall of Fame voting thing, we suck. And some of I'm a political guy too, but some of the politics I think are just insane in the writing of a game. I mean, I'm okay, and the NFL is even worse. I'm okay with it a little bit. I don't mind. I don't care if you agree with me or disagree with me. I don't care. It's real world. I don't mind. But when it permeates everything, it kind of makes me go nuts. And I worried about our current state of national writers. Let me put it that bluntly. But I have hope because guys like Kane. He's a kid, and he's a good kid, and he gave again a lot of love to you last night. And he wanted me to make sure I asked you about
let me explain what happened with Kane and why he's giving me that. And I really, really appreciate him doing that. But when Dallas Sports Nation was very good to me, when Jeff told me I was getting the credential and when I knew that I was going to move over there, those guys didn't pay me. I had no obligation to them, but there was a kid that was running all of it and he was out of Philadelphia. And I sent him a long email that basically said, look, I'm giving you a 2-week notice, even though I don't have to because you don't pay me anything. But I said, I'll do 2 more shows if you want me to, but I've got this opportunity and there's nothing you can do to save it. This is a better opportunity. He was very gracious and he said, no, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We love it that you're going to go do that because you were with us and now you're going to get a better opportunity. That's fantastic. And I said, well, here's the deal. Whoever you get to replace me, I've got drops and everything we want to do on that. That's great. And I said, or also, was that foul? I guess it was. Okay. I said, or when you send a new reporter, I had nobody to do this for me. I just walked in and followed Levi Weaver everywhere because I didn't know where I was. I remember the first time I met him, and then they started and Mark Teixeira was going to have a press conference, and he was coming back for something after he retired. It was 2019, and he came back and they did a deal in the dugout, and I was like, am I allowed to go there? And he was like, looked at me like, well, why wouldn't you be allowed to go there? So I said, I'm just going to follow you. I don't know where I'm going. And so he kind of led me around, and that's why I did it for oh, that's fair. There we go. And
there we go. Line right down the line, double. We're up 3-0. Still going back to third. Okay. Bounced into the outfield or into the stand. Okay. 2 out, second and third, still 3-0.
So when Kane came, I met him outside and said, follow me and I'll tell you exactly how to go. So I got him out there.
That's awesome.
Set up, told him where to go. And I would do it for anybody. If you got a credential and you were coming, you reach out to me and if I was going to be there, and I would go, yep, I'll meet you and I'll tell you exactly where to go.
The world needs more of that, John. I used to run Boys and Girls Clubs. I'm a nonprofit executive in the real life of life. And mentoring young men is something I've been doing for a long time. And the world needs more of that, and it's just anybody. Like to have somebody to walk you through. I mean, everybody's so full of anxiety and angst nowadays, and part of it is that we don't have that mentor-mentee relationship. I mean, I didn't know we are going to have this conversation, but here we are. But I think that's kudos to you. That's it's a lost art, and I think people are afraid to ask too.
Yeah, I didn't want anyone to. I wanted them to know what they could do and what they couldn't do, so that they wouldn't be all of a sudden. Because when John Blake gets mad, he doesn't hold back. He comes and what are you doing? Come on, you can't go here. You got to be over here. You know, he's yelled at me more than a few times. I told you the one story, but there's other times. What are you doing? You can't do that. You got to do that. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, so you just want to make sure here's where you can go. Here's where you can't go. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can't do. Here's what we do. And that's why I always try to do it, so that you're, first of all, somebody can tell you where to go, because you're lost. Your head's spinning the first time you ever get to go.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I'm down in the clubhouse the very first time ever, and all these players are there. Sin-Shu Chu played on the team. You know, that was Elvis in one of his last years there, and all these guys are down there, and I'm just like standing in front of their locker going, what in the world is going on here? You know,
what do I do now? Yeah. I don't get starstruck. But I can see that. Like so I don't know. This pops in my head, and maybe it's because my buddy Walt and Hatbox Ghost, Brian, they're Disney people, and me and my family go to Disney a lot, and I love Disney, and I love the company. They're a mess now too, but I love a lot about them as it relates to leadership, and I think that one of my worst fears. I've got 4 daughters, and now I have 4 grandkids. One of my worst fears would be to get kicked out of Disney, because I know what they do. If you screw up, they got you forever, right? And they're gone. Well, that would be the same. I mean, I'm not going to do anything stupid, but I guess I used to be in the Disney content creation world, so a bunch of stories are popping in my head. But it's the same with that. Like, if I got a credential, I would be not intimidated, but like on my best behavior. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
To lose that would be.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. I lost a night of sleep on that when I thought I was going to lose it. But it's exactly what you would do. You're gonna, when you don't know, when you aren't actually in the media at the time. And I still can, am I media? Technically, yeah, I am, but I am not media like the TV, radio people and the guys that are beat writers. I'm there with all of them, but believe me, I'm not those guys. Those guys work their tail ends off. You can see them when they've got a story they're trying to do, and they're kind of lurking, like, why are you coming near me, or what? They're all trying to break things and do things. You're on your best behavior, and you don't want to mess it up for sure.
Well, and especially I bet when the third out, 3-0, we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th in Baltimore. Nice little run there for my Rangers. I guess I'm thinking about the World Series now when I say this, but when the media guys from the National, maybe on a big game, or when we're, in the playoff run, I'm sure the competition of it all comes to the media room a little bit more than when it's Kennedy and Evan and those guys.
It's nuts. It's why, and I'm telling you, people talk about the media that are the fans that you and I mock sometimes when they do that, are talking about, I'm telling you, I guarantee you he wants out of here, or Jacob deGrom, well, he don't want to be here with this losing team or whatever. I'm like, Jacob deGrom loves it here.
Yeah, well, man, when there was a couple people buzzing about trade, some idiot nationally, I don't remember who it was. Nightingale pops in my head, and I don't know him for Adam, so I don't want to call him an idiot. But some idiot nationally put out there that maybe the Rangers would consider flipping deGrom. Okay, A, no, you idiot, and B, he's not going anywhere. He's got
a no trade clause in there. I don't know if it's limited or what, but he's got a no trade, and I promise you, he loves it. You know why he loves it? Because I've seen the national media. When the national media is here, right. I saw the All-Star game was the worst. The All-Star game, you have every team is represented there, so every media outlet's here for that situation. And those New York guys had 45 people in front of their locker. And the rest of us, when we go there after a game, there might be 6 of us at the most on a busy night. Yeah. Usually 3 or 4. I mean, because we have we don't have 30 newspapers, 30 radio shows. We don't have them all going every night. And they do like that. It makes them easier. It makes them easier to talk. Corey Seager is kind of, you don't see a lot of Corey before the game. He does this routine hitting back in this thing he does and all of that. And after the game, depending on how quick you get in there, you'll see him in there. But when he's on the bad streak he was waiting in his locker to talk and face up to it. I don't like where I'm at. Don't like what I'm doing. All of that. And people think, well, how come nobody talks to them? They get talked to every day. They get talked to, but we don't have cameras on them every day.
It's such an ignorant position, though. If you read a quote, like Evan got some crap on X the other day because he quoted or he posted about Bochy catching a shark, and there were a bunch of people were all over him, and I'm like, first of all, that's not the only question he asked. All right, they had a conversation, probably had 4 to 6 conversations that day from 2 to 6 minutes each. And I mean, just guessing, right? And those are the things he posted this moment, and that's the one you read, and you're not reading everything he's writing. And shut up! I mean, I just don't understand the emotional instability of some of these.
Bochy sits down in the dugout at 4 o'clock, and they all gather around him, and they all ask him every question about baseball there is. And he asks all of that. At the end, if he doesn't have to run out for the hitting, or if there's not anything, he might sit there and shoot the you-know-what. Just sit there and sitting around talking. And I've been there. I was talking to Bobby Wilson the last game I was at. Me and him were talking about his daughters, and he's got one. They're all playing ball. We're just sitting there talking and doing all that. Bochy comes up, and Bobby's sitting where Bochy normally sits. I'm sitting on the rail outside looking over at Bobby. Bochy comes and stands next to me, and we're all sitting there talking about fishing and stuff they've done, and that's the conversation. And I'm not going to ask him about baseball. He just got inundated with baseball.
Sure.
10 minutes ago down there. I'm not going to ask about that. I'm asking about his grandkids. I want to be a grandfather so bad. I've got kids old enough now. And I'm like, is your grandson playing ball? Well, he's past it now. He's doing coach pitch. But the granddaughter, she's playing T-ball. She's starting to go, he's telling me about that. That's what I want to hear. I don't need to ask him because I already know if I need to find out what he thinks about a player, I'll go ask Jeff because Jeff just got it all.
Well, that's perfect. That's even better. You got the win there because you're going to get the info, you got the access, and you can just be friendly. That's cool. I actually, when I grew up in San Diego and I ran the Boys and Girls Club at San Marcos, he was younger than me, but one of Bochy's sons pitched. He was for Poway High School, but he pitched at Palomar College, where I started my schooling, and was right down the road from where I worked at the time. I didn't know him at all. My favorite Bochy story, I haven't told this, but I'll take 30 seconds if you don't mind. I played against Dave Roberts in high school. He was a year behind me. He was a quarterback at Rancho Buena Vista. I actually, when I tried to make a tackle once, he went right by me. That was kind of embarrassing. And I called a pitch out to try. I shouldn't have been a catcher, but I was a catcher in JV my sophomore year, whatever, who cares? And I called the pitch out, and my pitcher shook me off. And you're not allowed to shake me off when I call a pitcher. So I put it down again. He shook me off again. I'm like, what the heck? So Toby throws in a big strike, and all I could do at catcher. Oh, I sucked at it. I was so bad. Like the umpires were mad at me before the first inning even started because they got hit by 3 of the warm-up pitches. I was that bad. But I could throw. If you hit me in the glove, I could throw. And I got it. It was perfect. I fired a strike down because, of course, he's stealing. Wasn't even close. He could have stood up, man. It crushed my little ego. But anyway, the story about Bochy is I was at spring training. Boy, I don't know what year this was. Roberts was a ball player for the Padres at the time. Bochy was the manager. I'm getting an autograph from Bochy. And Roberts had already signed the ball. And I got to talk to Dave and, hey, we played against you. And it was a neat interaction, and that was fun. And I basically said to him, you made me look like an idiot on the football field, whatever. So Bochy gets the ball to autograph. And if you've got a bunch of guys on a ball, the manager's usually going to sign on the sweet spot. That's just the way it is. And Bochy says, well, and I won't say the word Roberts, because Roberts had signed it on the sweet spot instead of Bochy. He went on a 4 or 5 minute conversation with me and my buddies about what a great guy Dave was. And this is, again, when he was a player for the Padres. But he gave him a lot of crap for that. And that's my favorite memory of Bochy. But he's just a good guy. He's
big.
Well,
you've been down there close. You've seen he's big.
Oh, I knew him in San Diego. I didn't know him, but I was around him in San Diego. And yeah, he's people don't think of him as, he was a backup catcher. It's not like a Hall of Famer. We had a nice career. He was known as a ball player as being, frankly, the slowest player in the history of Major League Baseball because he was slow. But he's got great stories about Nolan Ryan. I bet you know a bunch of them. But
I've heard him say some. Yeah, I've heard him say it, and I've just been listening when the other guys were talking to him about it, about Nolan. But yeah, I've heard some stories. He's fun.
I love that man. So I became a season ticket holder. Just got a 20-game package the first time. Was it? I don't know. I don't remember what year. Well, when did we get DeGrom? So I
Yeah,
when
that was
DeGrom.
is in his third year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
So we
21.
got DeGrom. Did we get DeGrom before we got Bochy? What was the order
No,
there?
Bochy was first, then
That's right.
DeGrom, and wait a minute.
So no, you got it right. You got it right, because my story is when we got Bochy, because I'm a big Bochy fan from San Diego. I told my wife I'm probably going to get season tickets. The night, I remember exactly where I was driving, not too far from here. The night that I heard, or the afternoon that I heard, or whatever it was, I got on Twitter that we signed DeGrom. I stopped, I pulled over, I said, honey, we got to transfer some money. I'm going to buy season tickets right freaking now, because we are going. And, you know, he had a decent WAR that year. He only pitched for, 5 games?
Yeah.
But they mattered. They absolutely mattered. We don't go where we wanted to go, where we did go, without DeGrom's, 5 starts or whatever it is. What is it like?
Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
Healthy Jacob DeGrom is a different animal than hurt Jacob DeGrom, who, by the way,
that's what I was going to say.
One of the friendliest guys in the world, and he always is. But when he was healthy at the end of last year and he started throwing and doing the deal, he kind of bounced around the clubhouse. He was always friendly.
Wow.
He'd walk by and you'd say, hey, Jake, hey, what's going on? How the kids? They're good. They're doing that. But, you when they're hurt, you really don't ever talk to them, especially right after Tommy John. There's really nothing to talk about. He's not going to be doing anything for a long time. So, but you just say hello, do that, and there's really no interviews. But then, boy, he was, to hear him talk, like when he's kind of like Seager. Your superstars that are humble like that are what make me more impressed. But he'll go out and pitch 6 scoreless innings and still talk about the slider, he was opening up his leg and what he was doing with that slider. And you're just like
Jacob's self-analysis. If you want to be a pitcher or you're a coach, Jacob's self-analysis. Yes, it's so impressive. Like I love pitching. I'm way fat and old now, but I used to be a pitching coach. I used to be a high school coach, and I was then a pitching coach. Blah 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 blah. Who cares? And that guy, and there's so many of them. We're blessed to see him. And I'll say the same about Max. We only had him for a little time. I remember the first start he was here. I made sure I got front row seats for the bullpen there so I could watch him warm up. And I had a great shot. It's a great video. It's one of my favorite videos I've ever done. Didn't do well on YouTube, but it was for me, man. I don't care. And I got down in the I don't know what that little lounge is called anymore. It used to be doesn't matter, where you could get right down. You're on the field, because I knew that he would run it and you'd get that up to close stuff. Just watching those guys, I hope people appreciate it. I mean, Max was only here for a short time, but Jacob DeGrom, he's Sandy freaking Koufax level great. Like he is. That I don't think that's too much to. I don't think that's hyperbole.
Healthy, it's great, and he's throwing this year. He's throwing he's throwing about 90. He's topping out at about. You see him hit 99 every once in a while, but 90, 96, 97, and he said, the year I had my best, he goes, I was only throwing 96, 97. He goes, I
heard him say that. Somebody asked me about that, and I heard him. Yeah. Well, he's touched 100 a couple of times, and I think that's probably him going, maybe I need to dial it back. I'm assuming, I don't know, but
I think that's a leverage pitch. So when you're like, well, I've got to come over the plate, I better bring it all. If I imagine having that, I got to try to bring it all.
So I'm old enough that the radar guns weren't that good, and I was a decent athlete, but what I had was a gun, and I guarantee you, I never touched 90. I never touched 90. And these guys, I guarantee I did. I can't prove it because, again, it was a different time. But I guarantee I didn't, because I've seen it and I know what I was doing. And they're blowing. I bet I was probably 86, 84, probably 84, really. I'm guessing, of course. But they do and the movement they get. How do they do some of that stuff? Like I remember watching the Dustin May.
I used to coach too, and I coached my kids in Little League, and I used to coach select ball back before I ever had kids. But we went to a batting cage, kind of like I forget what they were called. There were different ones, but they would tell you it was throwing 90, whatever it was. And I got in the cage, and of course, after a few swings, I just started roping them. They were like, "Oh my God, how far did
90?
You play?"
Were you really? Wow.
Yeah, and I easy, and I was just knocking them everywhere. And they go, "How did you not go anywhere?" And I said, "This pitch is coming to the same spot every time, 90 miles an hour." I said, "It's not variating." I said, "I can time that." I said, "I'm having no problem." The problem is,
but 90 is pretty hard, though, dude. Come on, 90 is hard.
Yeah, I said the problem is if that starts changing speeds and moving, I'm going to look like an idiot up here and not know what in the world I'm doing.
You're going to look like Zach Neto diving
Yes.
on the plate and somebody busted him in. I had a couple
Yeah.
conversations on X about that, man. That's another thing too. Like, I don't want to say, oh, you've never played, but I think that a lot on X, man. They've never played. I like Zach Neto. I think he's a superstar. I love the guy's game. I love his glove. I love his bat. Great pick for the Angels. I love him. He's going to get dotted in the freaking face. He needs to back off that plate. I'll just say it. CJ Wilson, Derek Holland. There's been a few people. I don't know if it was Derek. I shouldn't say that. But guys who I know more than me are like, they're in on the, come on, this is just stupid. I mean, baseball.
That pitch was almost a strike. That pitch was
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and then he stands up with two. You know what that means? I'm going to hit you in the face twice, buddy. That's what I would have said, but I wasn't that nice of a guy. Guys, this is John Moore, the Recliner Nerd, at Recliner Nerd on X, DLLS podcast. Give him some love. I don't want to make you go, but this is the 5th inning, and I promised you 2 innings. Are you good? You want to go? I don't want to be a jerk.
Do you have somebody else coming on?
I do not. I do not.
I'm good. I think my wife's getting her. She took off to get her nails. She's probably watching the game now. She can't miss the game.
I don't want you to get in trouble with the wife either. I'll never get you back if that happens.
We'll do another inning here. Let's see what's going on.
I love it. We'll keep you for another inning. And guys, again, this is John Moore, DLLS podcast.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, let's do that. We've got let's go back. We did have some. Guys, now's a good time for your questions. I'll get up to, I think might have been when Mouse Talk. We're talking about favorite players, Eddie Murray, Reggie, and Ricky. Ricky's one of my all-time favorites. I saw Reggie on the field. Was this last year when he was with you? So it might have been the year before. That was kind of fun. Mouse Talk Walt says second favorite was Babe Ruth and Stan Musial. My dad's second favorite was Stan Musial. His favorite was Eno Slaughter. You might be old enough. Do you know Eno Slaughter? That was my dad's favorite. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He was famous for going from first to third on a single in the World Series. Mike Hargrove's first year. I think we talked about that. Yeah, his beer thing, Ozzy. Okay, where was I? Brian said, my mom's a late boyfriend's daughter. We read that one.
Yeah.
Where am I? I feel like there were some questions in there. Hatbox Ghost, my friend. I am part of that. Congrats to you. That's cool. Steve Fry. That's not a name I know. Have any stories about Steve Fry, says P. Draggy. He's the guy who's always on my list. Yeah, Jeff Fry was an infielder, right? I don't think I know Steve Fry.
I got stories about him.
Let's hear it. Close enough.
No, so Jeff and I, Jeff's big thing right now is he's kind of made fun of this teacher man guy that does these hitting instructors. I tell you who he is. He's known for being Aaron Judge's personal hitting coach.
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm aware of the story.
But anyway, he teaches this thing where you drop back and uppercut and it's something that. And Jeff just kind of made fun of him one day. And Jeff used to play for the Rangers, career 300 hitter, played for the Rangers, played for the Red Sox, played for
not many of them, and there's less and less every year.
Hit for the cycle for the Toronto Blue Jays, and only the second guy in history to ever do it. And but they kind of went crazy on it. Well, Jeff was on my podcast before I went to be with Jeff Wilson, and so Jeff and I became kind of friends. And then Jeff wanted to do his own podcast. And I said, well, I got the stuff. I could just produce it for you and help you do it. And so I would kind of stay off mic and not on camera, and I would ask questions every once in a while. But I mean, we had on Will Clark, Nomar Garciaparra, all these guys were coming on.
I love both.
He knew them all. Kevin Kennedy, all these guys that Jeff came on. But Jeff was. He texted me the other day. He texts me every once in a while. He's moved now. Wow. He lives up north, but he does all kind of. He's kind of like he was. I tell you what, he was Jonah Heim's agent when he got traded here.
Kevin Kennedy was?
No, Jeff Fry was.
Oh, Jeff Fry was. Wow, I didn't know. Okay, wow. Okay.
And you know what? Yeah, Jonah got traded here. Jeff was only had Jonah at the time, and we had what's his name catching. And I said, man, Jonah's coming here, bud. He's going to be a backup. He said, Jonah's going to be the starter. And I didn't know Jonah. And I was like, okay, well, that's his agent popping him up a little bit. And that next year, Jonah was the starter. So
we put one of the Chris Davises, didn't we? Was that who we let go from there? Who did we give up for Jonah?
Jonah came was that the Elvis Andrus trade or?
Oh, maybe it was. I think that might have been it. Yeah.
Was it that one or maybe it was Profar? I don't remember which trade. I'd have to go back and look it up.
Anyway, that's cool. That's a cool story. I love that stuff. It's funny you mentioned former players. You know Grego, yeah?
Grego and I had talked behind the scenes, I know him kind of, but he doesn't know me.
Well,
And I've gone out to, Reiner's been on our show, and I did their show, that Dark
nice.
Companion. I did that one time. And, but Greg was supposed to come on, and then he couldn't. And he's crazy. I'd love to have him on. He's fun.
I've been having some conversations with him lately, and he sent me a note just, I think it might have been yesterday. And he said, hey, I won't say the name. Go have this guy on. And I'm like, dude, that's a great idea. I don't know him. I mean, I know the name, but I don't have his number. But it was nice of him. But I've reached out to him now twice, and I just responded when he's hit me. I've come back with, hey, anytime. And he hasn't responded yet. So, Grego, I doubt you're listening. But if you are, you're always welcome. Freaking legend. Talking about Reiner. Kind of invented sports radio.
Yeah, he was great. He's now Reiner is funny because like he's been on my show. I've been on his show. He doesn't know who I am. Every time I see him in public, he doesn't know who I am. He just looks right past me, and
he's a legend, John.
It's Gruber that Groobs knows who I am, and so Groobs and I always talk. I've got Reiner's phone number. I can text him anytime.
Wow,
but I don't, just because. He usually goes, who is this again?
Yeah. Well, imagine all the people. Like, come on. His Rolodex. I know nobody even knows what a Rolodex anymore is. His contact list. His contact list up here has got to be. He's forgotten more famous baseball people than I probably have ever thought about, let alone met. I'm a big fan of what they did for sports radio in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Jeff's got a big Rolodex too. It's crazy. He'll call Finstermaker or CY. We've had on both, and
that's amazing.
He just makes a call. He never has an issue with it. It's crazy.
I don't get jealous, but that I am a little jealous. I mean, that would be cool. Like I do this because it's fun, and as opportunities come, I say yes. But to have, I mean, you said John Daniels was your second show. That's amazing.
First, like he was the first guest. Friday,
that's unbelievable.
That Friday, when that kid told me that Friday you can go on your own, I told Jeff I'm good. I don't have to do anything there. And he goes, well, let's do a show Monday. I said, let's do it. And he texted me back about an hour later. He goes, John Daniels is going to be on with us.
Unbelievable.
Like, holy what? I mean, I was like, what? And it was great. And then John remembers everybody. I see John when the Rays come into town. John comes up and gives me a hug and says, "Hey, John," and talks to me. And he's on the Do It for Durrett board. And when they do that Do It for Durrett thing every year, John's always in town for that.
Love that.
You ought to do that if you do something. Go to that Do It for Durrett because I'll introduce you.
I might do that then. That's kind of my jam. I might do that. I thought about doing Corey's wine event, I think it is. I don't know. Was that? I tried to talk to my wife. I think it's a wine event that Corey Seeger does, right? But my wife hates wine, and so I struck out on that one.
He sells them. He sells those. He always sells some of his wife sells them to raise money. Where you get to meet Corey, you get to do this thing, come on the field.
No, I know it's an event. It gets a company that does it. They've got like 4 or 5 athletes that do it. Anyway, whatever. I like Corey, so I was like that. But yeah, I might do that. When is that? When is that coming up?
September 12th. I know that because it's my birthday. It's a Friday. We usually do a golf thing, and then that night there's some kind of concert.
I run nonprofits, and I've run a few golf tournaments in my time. I haven't since the pandemic, and I'm trying to not have to again. But I might again.
A lot of those got knocked out.
I might do that. That'd be fun. It'd be fun to just say hi and maybe build my Rolodex a little bit. Guys, again, John Moore at the Recliner Nerd. I told you early, I want to get it in. I almost forgot. I'm glad I said it out loud. Tell me about the origin of the Recliner Nerd username.
So when I first started this, I started blogging. And like I told you, I was blogging. And so I would end everything I wrote about it. And I was getting a lot of clicks. And that's why Dallas Sports Nation was like, hey, do you want to get credentials? Because I would write these interesting. And I tell you when it was right when they had just fired, what's his name? And they were looking to replace him, and Woody was about to get hired. And I was writing a story every day about who I thought candidates were. And I was doing all that. And I would always end it with, but what the heck do I know? I'm just some fat guy sitting on his recliner. I'm just some nerd. I'm just some nerd sitting on his recliner. but anyway, so that's what I would do. And eventually I shortened it. I just called myself the recliner nerd.
I love it. That's a great story. I knew you would have something for that. That is awesome. TLC announced, member of the channel, good friend of mine. Well, I mean, don't listen to this TLC, but Lat's thrown a freaking shutout, 4 1/3 at least. Man on first, one out, 3-0. Good guys.
Only
Pete
62
Draghi says,
pitches.
yeah, he's come on. We've been having a conversation and not giving any love to Jacob freaking Latz. Pete Draghi says, I knew he represented Heim probably from John's day or John's show, but I did not know that Jeff worked with. I didn't know any of that. That's really cool.
Jeff did not work with Judge.
No,
Jeff
he was talking about
made fun of Judge's hitting coach, and it went viral. And
yeah, that was in the news not too long ago, right?
Right, and every former every former major league ball player is on Jeff's side going, this is the worst way to learn how to hit. They
I don't know anything about it, but I read some articles on that.
It works for Aaron Judge because he's 6'7", 250-pound Adonis. I mean,
you're not Aaron Judge.
Yes, you and me are not Aaron Judge, and we can't hit a ball off the miss the sweet spot and hit it 400 feet. He can. And this works for him. And that's great that it works for him. And he pays this guy, and look at the numbers he's putting up. But this guy insists to everybody that it is a crying shame that he is not the hitting instructor for an entire organization and he's got all these other guys and none of them have gotten close.
Well,
besides Aaron Judge.
You could probably speak to this better than me, but the guys nowadays have their own hitter.
They all do.
Team, not only just instructor, but team often. I mean, I know 4 or 5 of the Rangers doing it. It's probably 50. I guess it's probably all of them, but I'm aware of 4 or 5 of them having that situation. How does that? I mean, I kind of want to know this. This is a selfish question. You might know the answer. If you don't want to answer, don't answer. If you do know it, how does that work? I mean, we just lost a guy who was. We got 2 hitting coaches now. We lost one. Booney's in there, but then like Corey's got his own guy, and I think Dolly has his own guy, and I'll shut up. But is that sometimes inflame stuff?
It's a great question. It obviously works for Corey Seager because of the player he is. But I think hitting coaches today, there are guys that specialize in it. You have your personal guys you like, and all of them have it. Every hitter has somebody they work with, and they do that. And then you've got your team hitting coach who's there to bounce stuff off of. What are you working on? What are you doing? He'll have his own things, but nobody goes in there. Donnie Ecker got a bad rap, and it was not Donnie Ecker's fault this team was not hitting, as we can see.
And he wasn't the reason they got the ring. He was part of the team.
Exactly. But you know what? Somebody took the fall. Donnie took it. And by the way, an outstanding, nice guy, but he took the fall for it. And then here's Booney, and Booney said, I hadn't even opened my mouth for the first month. I was just trying to absorb what's going on. But Seager, I remember the first year Seager was signed. It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. You go walking down so there's this underneath, I don't know if you've been down there before, but underneath the stadium, there's a thing. It's like a street, and there's a semi-trucks can drive through it.
Yeah.
And you walk down that. Every stadium has them. It's where you can load up equipment, do all that, and buses go down there. And so we're going down there, and we're walking from the elevators over to the clubhouse. And as we're going down around this nook, Corey Seager's out in that thing, and he has got an iPad on a stand, and he's got his bat, and he's got AirPods in, and he's talking to somebody. You can see the face on there, and they're talking and they're working and they're doing something. Immediately stops the moment we walk by, and he just stops and lets us all walk by, says hello, and does that. It's like he doesn't want us. Maybe we're selling government secrets if we find out what he's doing. Very nice. It was his first year, and now he does that somewhere else. But look at the guy he is. I mean, he has his own method that he does. And I think people think, well, he doesn't come out and hit with the team at batting practice. He doesn't do that. So is this guy aloof and he's not talking with his teammates? No. In the clubhouse, they all goof off, talk. He's funny. He's always, him and Josh Smith are probably best friends, but they're always talking, doing that. He's a great teammate. They all love him. He just has his own. There's a reason he makes the money he makes, and there is a reason the success. It's his method, And these guys are superstitious. They go with what they're doing. And that's what,
Well,
you know,
I mean, yeah, you said the second half of that sentence, they go with, right? I mean,
right.
I saw some reporter talking about it. Might have been on MLB. So I don't know, somewhere. I feel like it was on TV recently, and they were kind of making fun of the fact that a guy comes in from a strikeout and goes straight to the iPad, and that's just old guy talk, in my opinion. I think that the amount of, and you could have analysis paralysis, there's no doubt, but the amount of information that these guys have now, like it's like what a drive line, they know exactly what to do now. Like when I'm graduated high school in '88. To tell everybody I'm old. So in '88 was the last time I got to throw.
Day.
There you go. Well, okay, so I thought I was already, but whatever. I was guessing. I was talking to two dudes, a high school coach and maybe the JV coach, maybe a third guy. You know, and I went to some things. I did more than the average kid then. I had more coaches pouring into me than the average kid then, but still nothing like today. The exact, if you do this, they know everything scientific. I mean, I love it. I'm fascinated by it. And, you know, people can talk about driveline positively and negatively. It's definitely made it more realistic what we're doing. Yeah. And then the hitting, you know, the hitting is it's a science also. I mean, you're old enough then, you're going to know these names, but guys like Charlie Lau, again, I grew up in San Diego, so I love me some Tony Gwynn. Wade Boggs was doing the Charlie Lau thing. Now, like I remember we were talking about, do you want to uppercut? I got yelled at for doing what Justin Turner went and became a freaking zillionaire starting to do. Like if I lifted that, if I dropped this and I lifted that, I was going to go sit on I was going to get yelled at. And now, if you don't do that, they're not even going to look at you anymore. It's just a different world.
Yeah. No, it's totally it. And I did it too. I played for Duncanville High School, which is one of the biggest high schools in the country, one of the biggest sports programs in the country. I played football and baseball back then. And, you know, we had great coaches. Back then, we weren't known for football. We were known for baseball. And we were nationally ranked. I played with Major League Baseball players. David Need, I don't know if you know the name David Need, played David Need was the opening day starter for the first Colorado Rocky game ever. He was my high school quarterback. He was drafted by the Braves. He came up with Glavine and Smoltz and all those guys with the Braves, and he was picked up in the expansion draft when the Florida Marlins and the Colorado Rockies were added into Major League Baseball. They had an expansion draft, kind of like a Rule 5, and players were left unprotected. And anytime one of your players was taken, you could grab another player off that list and pull them back into your organization. And it's how they built their organization. And David Need was the #1 overall pick. In that draft because of the Braves. And he was their opening day starter. He ended up playing about 4 or 5 years. He had some arm issues, but he was my high school quarterback.
That's amazing.
A lot of people know Barry Foster. Barry Foster was a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Arkansas, yeah.
Yep. The year that Barry Foster was my running back, and I was the starting wide receiver. But Barry Foster and I returned punts together. Barry and I are still friends. He's an assistant principal in the Metroplex. He probably has yeah, I'm not going to say which one. I don't want anyone.
No. Probably a bad idea, but that's still pretty cool.
Yeah. We're friends. We talk every once in a while. Ray Crockett.
Do the kids know? Oh, yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, Ray Crockett I used to take him home from practice. He didn't have a car back then, but he was a year older than me, and he lit me up in practice. He was a defensive back, and that guy could hit. He ended up winning 2 Super Bowls with the we had some athletes, but in football, we never made the playoffs. But in baseball, we had a lot of guys. Steve Gibraltar, Chad Allen, he played for the Rangers a few years back. He was from Duncanville. Mike Bassick. I used to umpire Mike Bassick when he was a kid.
Throw him out.
Yep.
That's fun. TLC, I'll get to your question. All my athletes that are famous now or wherever famous did things against me. I told you the Dave Roberts story, both in football and baseball. He made me look like an idiot. Junior Seau, you're old enough to know the name, Hall of Famer. He sacked me. He could have killed me if he wanted to. So you know football a little bit. 3-step drop, right? Quick. Yep. 3-step drop. It's going to be out quick. Yeah. I didn't even plant my 3rd step. My back foot doesn't even plant. He sacks me. He lifts me up. He pings me back like a freaking, I don't know what, a plastic thing. Everybody's still going. So this junior had sacked me and lifted me up. I got mud in my face because it was a wet day, and I just tossed the ball away because I didn't want to get hit again. He could have murdered me if he wanted to. I'll tell you another one with Sale. This is on our highlight film back a million years ago, 86.
That's the second hit for Young. Second hit for Young.
Nice. My junior year, his senior year, he's a year older than me. Little mini post, little slant. My receiver Travis makes the play. It's on our highlight film at the end of the year. It's a good play. He catches it and he runs down the field. I don't know how many yards we got. Who cares? Junior's in my face when I let it go. Junior on the video makes the tackle, and it's on our highlight film because he scored so many, or we got so many yards. That's Junior Sale story. I'll tell you one more Junior Sale story. I was sitting in the stands for this one. He was a player of the year, CIF San Diego player of the year in basketball too. He wins the tip, cracks the guy in the face. The guy drops. Well, when he wins the tip, he tosses the ball. One pass, another pass, alley-oop dunk. The crowd goes wild. The refs don't see it. Junior's just standing over him like freaking Mike Tyson. It was incredible. I wish I had a video back because the
only one that I've seen like that. So I played against some guys too that were good, but I did not play in this one. When I was a sophomore, Brian Bosworth played against our varsity, and I was in the stands when he legitimately, when I say he was the only player on the field, it looked like. He timed a jump one time that the snap happened right as he was climbing over the top of the center, and the poor Gary Bass, who was our quarterback back then, he had Brian Bosworth just eating his lunch all day long. He played for Irving MacArthur. Brian Bosworth did. He was crazy.
A better college football linebacker. You can't. He was.
It's hard.
The top. Yeah. And we didn't talk about that. I'm not going to keep you all night. We'll do this again, but you're into college football even more than I. You're big into it. I mean, well, let's get to this question before I ask another question because I feel like I'm being rude now. John, how would you describe the locker room atmosphere or culture as an outsider? It seems like something just isn't clicking on the field, at least, or are your team sponsored media? Oh,
yeah, that's good. So this gets asked a lot. So let me be very clear, and this is great, and I'm glad this question gets asked so that I can answer it right. First of all, the only team-sponsored media there are your radio and TV people because they are actually hired. They are part of the Texas Rangers payroll. Now, back before there was Victory Plus and all of that, and when it was Bally's or when it was Fox Sports Southwest, all the play-by-play radio, pregame, all those people, they were all paid by the Rangers, but the Rangers had the deal with the Fox News or whoever it was, Fox Sports, or with Bally's or whoever, and they just brought the talent into that deal. So the Rangers did the hiring for them. They are the only ones. People think that I'm getting paid by the team. No, Jeff's not paid. Evan's not paid. Kennedy's not paid. None of the beat writers, 95% of the media that's in there, none of them are paid by the Texas Rangers, and they have no control over us. So they can't do anything about it. So it's not that they're not asking the tough questions. Here's the thing that people don't get. They're getting asked the tough questions every single day, but there's really only one news outlet that has a camera all the time, and they don't have it pregame. That's when most of the talking happens, pregame. You talk to these guys at their locker before you go out, and people are asking about the slump they're in or whatever they're doing, stuff like that. And so bases loaded, guys, with 2 outs. Smith's coming up too, I guess. Anyway,
yeah.
So and anyway, but when there's not a camera on it, and I never video pregame, I only video postgame.
Are you allowed to? Can you? Can you grab
really
the phone?
They really don't. I can, but they really don't want you to. Like I'll do it like when someone's making their major league debut and they're there and we're doing that. I always get a video of them. They're getting, Blaine Krim and all that. They're getting called up. I'll do that.
But a Thursday evening game, you're not going to get in Corey's face talking in pregame?
Pregame, no. After the game, you'll get the guys you need to talk to, and I'll always have a video of that.
Are you talking about now on the field, or are you talking about in the clubhouse, or
in the clubhouse?
Okay.
And
is that why you're not going to put the camera? Because it's not the media space, right? It's not the public space. Is that why you're not going to do that?
I do it because I had like Bruce Bochy does his pregame interview. there's never a camera on him. Every once in a while, Victory will have one video camera, and some people will put a camera on him. One day I was going to do it, put that on, and Rich just said, "Hey, don't video this." And actually, no, it was Jeff. Jeff said, "Hey, don't video this. This is kind of our BS time with them and getting to ask questions. We need to ask all
That makes
that."
sense. Yeah.
So let's not do that now. After the game, all bets are off. You can ask any question you want, and I'll get a video and doing that. But if a guy's making his major league debut or someone's back, someone's coming off the IL, Young's back, and he's about to start his first game. Yeah, we'll get some video, talk about how excited he is, do all of that before the game. But everything after the game's different. You can get anybody that's still there to do it. Now, what's the locker room atmosphere? It's great. These guys, these guys all dig each other. They all have fun. They get along great. But after a game, it's very different. You can tell when they've won and when they've lost. When they've won, the music's blaring and somebody's got to go turn the music down. When they've lost, it's very quiet and nobody's grabbing butt. Nobody's in there acting like nothing happened. They're all doing their stuff and they are somber. So it is not about whether they want to win or lose or they don't care. It is not that. They all do. Jeff, you've said this. I can confirm it for Jeff, who has put this out over and over. These guys want to win badly. They want to win. Well, let me tell you what. If they're not winning, they're not going to keep their job.
Well, that's true too. But it's not. You're right. That's real. But that's not. Oh, base hit. Oh, shoot. Played it right up the middle. Smitty, I thought I had a base hit, but of course the shortstop's playing right there. Inning over, but 3-0 still. Dang it, I thought that was a base hit. The truth is, these guys want. I'm a very competitive guy, right?
Yeah.
At least I used to be. I mean, nobody keeps score about it. I got 4 daughters and a bunch of grandkids now. Nobody's keeping score anymore. But back in the day, I was a very competitive guy. I'm not as competitive as 99.9% of these dudes because they're at the top of the top of the top. So I just find it disingenuous. I find it ignorant, but mostly I find it a word that I won't use right now. A lie. I don't really believe Joe Schmo on Twitter doesn't think that Marcus Semien cares. I just don't believe that. I think they're play acting. I think it's just something to say online to get some other person who doesn't know anything to respond because it's not real. Who would think? I mean, if you're at the top of politics, if you're at the top of sports, if you're top of entertainment, you're competitive. Yeah. You're not going to not. I mean, maybe if it's September 29th and you're on the Colorado Rockies, okay, maybe. But even then, they don't want to win themselves. Yeah.
They want to win. I'll tell you what.
Of course they do.
There's a lot of Twitter noise that's people trying to draw people off sides is what they're doing. And you and I know that as former football players.
I'm stealing that line. That's good.
You brought up the college football thing.
Yeah.
And you asked about that. Believe it or not, I'm about to start a thing with Fanatics. Was that buying and selling? Is that what he asked? That's a good. We'll come back.
Yes. I put it on your face. I wanted to get the better screen.
I'm going to be doing a Texas college football show on Fanatics View, which is another deal. And it's going to be a weekly show, kind of counting down all the FBS schools that are bowl eligible. And there's 13 schools in the state of Texas. Starting at the bottom where UTEP kind of hangs and Rice kind of
Don't you say TCU at the bottom. TCU's right down the road from me. Don't you say nothing bad about them.
No. They're not. They're
no, I don't.
You've got
silly.
Big 12 SEC with Texas and Texas A&M. You've got SMU with ACC. You got a lot of different ones. And I did some of this last year for fun, and now I'm going to be doing it with an outlet that has a pretty big following. So that's going to be fun. Are we buying? Cool.
Wait! Before you move on, is that going to be on YouTube? Is that going to be a podcast? It's
going to be YouTube. It's going to be a podcast. We're going to probably try to get some media members from each that follow each team on, maybe try to get coaches on. I doubt very seriously I'll be able to get someone like Sark on. I'm a big UT guy and my son's going there, but Sark's a little different. Elko's probably a little different for now.
Yes, he is.
Eventually, hopefully we'll get there where I may be able to have them on and do that. And I'm very good friends with Joey McGuire's wife, and I agree that Joey McGuire's wife is David Mead, the guy I was telling you about, started for the Colorado Rockies.
I know that name, but I don't know why. Who's Joey McGuire? I know
Joey McGuire's the head coach for Texas Tech.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So his wife went to high school with me, David's little sister. So, and Debbie and I are friends, and a name to watch
That's awesome.
is Garrett McGuire, their son, who is the running backs coach for Texas Tech. And I'm telling you, that kid will be a head coach one day, and he may be the next Nick Saban. He's 25, 26 years old right now. He's unreal. He had designed his own offense at 12. He played for his father. He was a good athlete, but he was a quarterback. But his dad coached Cedar Hill High School, and his son never started for him. He had better players, and he was going to play the better players.
That's a good coach.
So are we
TLC. Yeah, please.
Are we selling or buying or holding? Too early to tell. Okay. Actually, all of that could be, it's probably slightly too early to tell. It's not going to be a sell-off. I don't care what happens. They're not selling off. They still think the core of this team is the team that's going to get them somewhere. If they're completely falling apart, maybe they look at someone like a Malley or something, to sell, but who's going to buy what? I mean, Malley might be the only one. He's injured right now. But maybe a Dolis, but he's not been great. You're not going to get much.
Dolis not expiring, right? We have him another year, yes, of control.
We have him under control, but he's ARB eligible.
Exactly.
It'll be his second year of ARB, I think, and whatever.
Year deal.
He's got $9 million this year. So next year you're talking what, 12, 14, 15? I don't know what it'd be. That might be somebody they want to get off the books or do whatever.
John Gray, I believe Gray is expiring. I'm not looking at a list.
He's expiring. By the way, he's thinking he's going to be back soon, and he's already talking about getting into the bullpen. He's ready to help in the bullpen.
I'm a big John Gray fan. He is not appreciated enough here.
No, he's a great guy too. That's a freak accident too. What happened to him?
Have you talked to him about ghosts?
About Ghost?
You have not. I can tell. So, John Gray story, real fast. It doesn't matter. It was Albertsons or some dang thing right down the road. They had the Caravan, and again, I don't like lines, but it was right down the road. So I went, and it was him and Latz actually, and Coach Beasley a couple years back. Anyway. So I jumped on I got a video. It's a video on my channel, but I asked him about, hey, do you really believe in ghosts? He went to I can't remember the name of it. The very famous in Colorado hotel that has ghosts, and apparently he ask him about it. I'll just leave it there. Ask him about it, and maybe remember that guy at Albertsons who asked you that question, if you feel like it, and I'll send you the video if you want, because he was a great answer. He's a fun guy. I like him.
He is willing to talk every time you want to talk to him. He's
great guy. And what the heck with that hair? He's trying to be Jacob deGrom from like 6 years ago.
And him and his wife own these little dogs. They have these little dogs they've
got that charity that they put up on the board.
Yeah, they do all that charity work for it or whatever. He was an OU guy. Grew up in Oklahoma. He's an OU guy. But he's
high draft pick. Yeah.
So, but hey,
go ahead. I keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
I think that the Rangers will make moves. I don't know if anyone saw today. I was out at Frisco. There was a Reds scout there. I did reach out to some people afterwards. But the Red Scouts, I overheard this in the press box. They usually sit out in the stands. If you ever want to see something cool, go. This is the time of year to do it, starting in July when you're getting close to the trade deadline. Go out to Frisco games, look around home plate, behind home plate, kind of in that middle section, and look at all the radar guns and people with notepads, and you'll see like they'll be holding a bag with the Giants on it or the whoever. It's all the scouts, and there's usually 15 of them there. But there was only two, and that one of them had a Blue Jays thing, and the other one had a Cincinnati Red shirt. And the guy on the Cincinnati Reds was talking to him, and he talking to the guy for the Blue Jays, and he said, and what I overheard him say, he was sitting 5 feet from me, and he said, yeah, I've been out in Hickory, and I was at Hub City, and he goes, and now I'm here right now. I've been out for like 6 weeks, and hopefully next week I'm going home for a little bit. And the Jays guy goes, wow, they got you watching the Rangers. And he goes, yeah, and that's all I heard. And so I'm like, wow, the Reds, what the deal? So I reached out to some people. Were like, everyone does that. They all do that. They go do that. And I said, yeah, but the way the tone in this was different. So I reached out to some people I know and said, hey, tell me about that. And they said, yeah, there are guys, they go out, they like some guys they work every American League West team, or they do all the organizations for American League West, or there's some that have 5 teams. These 5 teams you do, usually it's areas where you're in an area or something like that. But the fact that he answered it that way could tell you that maybe there's been some conversations or something, or he's getting a line on what's going on. Maybe they think there's potential something there with the Rangers, and so they're seeing what the Rangers have. Maybe some names have been dropped. I don't know, but this guy had been to all three organizations. My point was, normally you got guys that cover the Carolina League, and then this guy's in Texas, but he was in Carolina League and in the Sally League covering that. Now he's in Texas covering. He is going to every level of the organization. Makes me think maybe a name was dropped. And I'm not saying there's a trade pending, but maybe they've already said, would you guys be willing? And they've said, maybe. And so,
and from what you're saying, that would be us buying, because he's looking at prospects.
That would be the Rangers looking at somebody on the Reds.
Buying, yeah, exactly.
But it could be nothing. But what I'm saying is, and what I mean by that is that it could just be, hey, would you be interested in selling this player? And they were like, well, let's see where we are. But you know what? I mean, let's see. But that's somebody we might look at or something to that effect. And even though right now they're not pulling a trigger on anything, well, if that's the case, well, then you're going to send your guy out to check out their organization.
Mm-hmm.
So to see what they've got, what's some names we want to put into the deal, and start getting their organization. And that's why, they're doing that. And right now, the most talent is at AA.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, and that makes me want to ask you about Cam. Well, I want to follow up to that. And it made me think of AA guys. And Cam Colley, nobody's talking about, and I really like that kid. But whatever, I want to follow up to that. But let's reset. 0-1 count to Simeon. Seekers on first. 1 out, 3-0. Good guys. Top of 7. My follow-up to that is our luxury tax situation. CY and I guess all the way from Mr. Davis, been pretty clear that the luxury tax is something they're going to respect. They're not going to go over this year. They want to reset, which I think is good news, so we can do some damage in the offseason. Blah, 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 blah. Malley, $5 million bonus going to be achieved almost assuredly. He's been out a little bit here, but it looks like it. I'm not a salary tax or a luxury tax expert by any means, and nobody really is, because the official numbers aren't even public. A couple websites out there that have different numbers. They're all close. If CY and the ownership in Mr. Davis are to be believed, we don't have any money to spend. We're going to have a even money swap, and or we give up more money than we receive. Well, that's not what buyers do. I don't know if you have any thoughts on, maybe you're not in the salary cap or whatever, but you tell me how we're going to add.
Yeah, that's where. So what it is, they're not afraid to go over the salary cap, especially if they're on a run and they think they can do it. Their deal was they weren't going to start out that way do it. So believe me, if the deal is there, they're going to have to go over the salary cap. They're below.
CY just barely, though. CY just the other day said we're going to go add probably reliever, and we're looking to add. To which I was, and I know, I believe enough about CY that he's not going to lie. I mean, I know that some will, but he's not that kind of guy. There's the evidence demands a verdict, and he doesn't play that game. But it would be, I hate the luxury tax so much. I hate it. I hate it. But it does make a lot of sense strategically with the CBA in place as it is to reset. I mean, people are talking about Murakami next year, and obviously there's going to be some names to add. Base hit into left field. Let's see, Corey with the bad ham. He's going to come in. He's in safely. Always a little worried when Corey's running. Always watch him stand up, and he's a little ginger, but he scores a run. 4-0. Dolly knocks in a run there. I like it. Evan Carter coming up 4-0, 2 outs, top of 7, excuse me. Hey, Fulton, welcome in, buddy. So you think, you really believe that we might add in the luxury tax situation is not going to be
of course. So
inhibitor?
The deal is, if right now, if you're sitting right at the luxury tax, because there's 2 levels of the luxury tax that you have to pay the penalty on. And it's not like you're not allowed to go over the luxury tax. It's just you got to pay more of the luxury tax if you're going to, like the Mets are so far above it right now. They're, but that billionaire there doesn't care. He just wants to win. So he's buying players or doing what he wants to. But Ray Davis and them are guys that are not going to they're businessmen, and I've said this, and Jeff said this all along. They're good people to own the game. I know we would all love to just have a guy that has expendable money and will just blow money any way he wants to. We don't care. We
I
want to
love
win.
Mr. Davis, but give me Steve Cohen any freaking day. Yes, please.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. But
Yeah.
we know that Ray Davis isn't afraid to spend. Look at them. He spent almost $1 billion on players, but what he's done in commitments to players on their contracts. But he's also a guy that is not going to hamstring this team and get so out of whack.
I'll just say it. He's not cheap, but I will say this: strategically, it does make sense to reset.
Yep, it can be.
It's real money. It's real money. You've got to you could use it for players, or you could send it to the freaking Miami Marlins and the Chicago. I hate the system so much, but it is what it is. Those resources, let's call it that. Like we're playing Monopoly here, right? And you have what you have. You have what you have. And I get it. We've been rolling in the money. You win a World Series, the money's going to come in. The TV thing's all better. I get all that. But the rules are still the rules are still the rules. So whatever the budget is, I don't know what it is. Obviously, he spends enough. So it drives me crazy when people have that argument. He's not cheap. He's one of the most,
But
whatever. He spends a lot. But there is a number that is the budget. And maybe he'll change it. But the resources are the resources. And if you're sending them to the Chicago White Sox and the freaking Rockies, you're not buying another player.
Believe me, if they came to him and said, "Hey, this team right here will get us where we need to go. We're 2 out of the wild card. We could go on that run. We can do it. We're going to need this, and it's going to put them $10 million over the salary cap and luxury tax." Ray Davis would pull the trigger today and go, "Okay, go ahead," because a lot of money's coming off the books. It's going to happen. He would do it. Now, if they came and said, if we go get these 4 players and go $45 million over the salary cap and go get these 4 players, it'll help. He might go, well, could we go 20 million over? I mean, there's a point where you've got to look at the books too, right? And where the books come in. Most of your money comes from TV deal. You still get a lot of money from ticket sales. Oh, they got them out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
But
and merch and all that. Sure.
And merch and all of that. But, but it's also good to have a guy look, there are guys that are good businessmen that own teams that don't even come close to the salary cap. Ray Davis is bumping up to it. And
he's past it. He's past it.
Yeah. I'll get right up to it. And he's gone over it. He went over it in the World Series year. And he's not afraid to do that. But what he's doing is, let's be smart. And no, I'm not going to Steve Cohen it and go out there and just blow money, because then Steve Cohen's even sitting there. He's been tightening it up. He's losing a lot of money on the Mets. And so
he sent away JV, and he said they're going to reset. And he said it would be a 2-year reset. Obviously, that wasn't the truth. But that came out of the most spending guy we have.
Hey, they said Lance is going out for the 7th. Oh, my God.
Wow, is he really? So the headline from John Moore is the Rangers are going to get Clase back where he should have been all along. Who would you go get? Let me ask you that. If you're, I mean, you know the game, you know the team well. I would go get Clase or somebody like that. I actually put out a thing about, and Bieber had a great year last year. Now he's hurt, but I said before Walcott was a top 5, hey, maybe they'll take this Walcott kid for Bieber and Clase. That was preseason last year. Obviously, Walcott's gone up, Bieber's out. But what would you go do if you wanted to add somewhere? Is it bullpen?
Yeah, I would think bullpen for sure. Let me do something here real quick. Let me find what I was looking at here.
You do it. I'll reset. 10 people here at Reggie's Ranger Clubhouse. One over on Twitch. Mr. Fulton Mraz, I saw it, buddy. Happy birthday to her. I'm glad you're here. All right, what you got, John?
So who was the team that was here today? I said, and then I immediately, when I heard that, I went and checked out that team and said, okay, well, what do they have? Well, they've got a closer who's at the end of his contract, named Emilio Pagan. I don't know how you say that.
Pagan. He's filthy. He's amazing.
So he's saved 18 games, and he's going to be a free agent after 25 season. Is that somebody that maybe I don't know. Look, I don't know. And the guy could just be, I don't know. So you're looking at stuff like that. You're saying about Clase. Emmanuel Clase, that would be great.
They're probably going to be sellers. The Reds will not be sellers; they'll be buyers, in my never so humble opinion. Whatever.
But do they have do the Reds have somebody that, like, we could slide them into the closer's role? Maybe we could get something for that. Maybe the Reds say, "Hey, we could close with this guy, But you know what we need? We do need another bat, or we need I don't know. The Rangers. Here's where the Rangers would be sellers. The Rangers would be sellers probably to open up 40-man spots. So some of these guys, and it would just be cheap. It would be, give me your Rule 5 eligible guy next year, and I'll give you Ezekiel Duran, or I'll go give you some of these guys, because you want to open up some 40-man spots for the offseason.
Sure.
You don't want to DFA them and do stuff like that. And so that's where I could see some stuff, maybe some pitchers. Look at somebody like, we just had on Hobie Milner last week. That's a guy that's had a great year. I mean, doing stuff like that. I just don't know, though. I mean, they're not. I imagine right now the phone has rang, and they've taken every call, and they're thinking about it. But in no way whatsoever is it they're set in stone with what they're doing. They're not going to do a sell-off. They're just not. I mean, I know everybody thinks tear it down, Simeon, Seager, nobody's going to take on those salaries. You would get a lot back. They have to approve the trades. In a lot of cases, those big contracts have some limited no trade in there. So no, it's just not going to happen. Period.
Marcus and Corey aren't going anywhere, nor should they. It makes no sense. Let me dive on the Reds. Okay, so
the question on Marcus, real quick, and on especially Corey. The question on Corey is there a point where Corey maybe needs to slide over or be a first baseman? Right now, I don't see it.
That won't be a 2025 thing, though.
It won't be then, and I don't think it'll be next year either.
My point is it'll be an off-season conversation, not a middle of the season conversation.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. And I still think next year they go into it with him penciled in at shortstop.
I agree. And if Walcott is on people's mind, I don't think he's ETA next year. I mean, maybe, but certainly not at opening day. But go back to your Reds, though. I don't want to get off of that. I mean, here, just looking at their depth chart, my brain, I don't know anything. This is just me looking at it. But the names would be Nick Martinez, old friend. Chase Burns going to throw 100 miles an hour starting today for them. So they're going to have a spot, and Nick Martinez might be that. He's kind of a starter and a reliever. Pagan's their closer. Okay, Taylor Rogers has closed. He's with them. Scott Barlow has closed. He's with them. So it could be one of those names that aren't. They have some saves on the back of their baseball card, but they're not. Well, they're not class A. Yeah, I wanted Barlow for a couple of years, actually. He's a good right-hander. They actually also have Brent Suter, that lefty, so he's done a little closing. I'm not saying they only have to go after a closer, just if we're looking at closers.
Right.
Good stuff. Latz is out there still.
God, he just walked somebody, didn't he?
Yeah, but Jacob Latz is it's a good day to have a good start. Sorry, Cody Bradford, but you're out for this year and next. Jacob Latz just walked his second guy, but 6 complete shutout innings. Now he just walked his second guy here to start this inning.
I'm sure
so that's not great. He is. Bochy's already walking out there. But my point is, this is a great freaking start, and he's earning another one for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Kumar, too, by the way. Kumar, who, here's my issue, and I know I want to give you an exit here in a minute, so I'm trying to let you off the hook here if you want to go. But before I do that, my thing with Kumar that I don't think anyone is saying that at least I haven't read it, I haven't heard it. My issue with Kumar for 2025, and CY said he's a starter, and Bochy said he was a starter, and they're not thinking about the pen for him. What's the maximum innings we're going to let him throw in 2025? I'll tell you, it's not going to be more than 120. I don't know anything, but I can count. It's not going to be more than 120. And I don't know what he's at right now, but it's probably about half of that now. So if he pitches lights out, let's say in the second half, he's freaking Cy Young level good. I'm not saying I expect that. Let's just play this game. He's done in August. That doesn't help us.
No.
So he should be in the pen. Where am I wrong?
Man, I talked to Jeff about this before, and he's like, learning to pitch out of the bullpen is a whole different animal. He goes, you these guys are routine guys, starting pitchers especially. It's a routine, how you do your pregame, how you do your warm, how you get ready to go. Could he learn to come out of the pen? Absolutely. Absolutely he could do it. But the way you normally do something like that is you'd have to send him down to the minor leagues and go, start coming out of the bullpen. and
Yeah.
you would have to let him work there. Can you work 2 days in a row? Can you work,
So I respect Jeff. I respect Jeff, and he knows more baseball than I do. I believe that deeply. That said, it doesn't hurt the other way. Starters or relievers go to be an opener. It doesn't. What's the big deal? I mean, I get it, creature habit. I don't. I'm not going to poo-poo that. But Kumar, you can sit for August and September, or Kumar, you could be a leverage guy in the 8th or 9th or 7th, maybe. With the big club, like CJ Wilson, closed for, he's in a top 20 saves list still for the Rangers. Nobody thinks of him as a reliever. I mean, plenty of guys relieve for a year or two and then get
Kenny
there,
Rogers
right?
used to be a reliever.
Exactly. Thank you. Another good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't know.
it very well. I mean, you're right. I mean, and it could work. I tell you right now, who I think is going to end up being this team's closer is going to be John Gray. John Gray is unbelievable. His ball jumps out of his hand when he's going. He's the guy, though, that if you think about it, he always starts out hot, and then that third inning, maybe he has just a little bit.
First time around, his numbers first time around far exceed second.
Well, and he told us, he said, I could jump to the bullpen easy. He goes, I haven't.
Did he really? See, that makes me feel better about it, because I in my head am thinking he's a starter. He's been a starter. He wants to get paid like a starter again next year.
I think he expects to go to the bullpen when he comes back.
Oh,
and he's like, man, he goes, the way that my arm works, I would be fine. I could go pitch an inning a day.
He said that.
Yeah, he is on the record saying that. Yeah.
Love that. P. Draghi says Alexis Diaz. So here's the thing with Alexis Diaz. Alexis Diaz is a Dodger because of the Dodgers. He's I don't know what his contract is, $4.5 million or whatever it is. I'm just guessing. I don't know. And he's not good enough to be the Reds closer right now. I just gave you 3 or 4 guys that can close in the major leagues that are on the Reds. Yeah. None of them are Alexis Diaz right now. But the Dodgers have so much money that they can put him down at AAA. He's not coming here. You're not paying him $4.5 million or whatever to maybe pitch. He hasn't been effective. I wish he was what he was, but we wouldn't get him at 4.5 anyway. I thought Kirby Yates might come back. I get it. He wants a ring. I really thought
Robinson's still out there.
You know what? He made $10 million or $100 million in his career. His story is the JD Martinez story. I don't know if you know it, but JD Martinez made $150 million in his career. JD Martinez said he'd come play, and he's got a number. I don't know what that number is. If it's public, I don't know what it is. But he's having fun playing pickleball. I don't know what day. Oh, that's way out of here.
Is that
holy crap? Gary Sanchez, 3rd bomb of the year, in the middle of a good point I was trying to make. 4-3 now, right? There's 2 guys on one there.
Yeah, it's 4-3.
Anyway, my point with David Robertson, 4-3. David Robertson flat out said $10 million, right? I'm pretty sure he went public with that, and I don't know what he's doing, but I bet he's having fun. I don't know. I bet his wife is hot and his kids are fun and the beach is beautiful. I mean, if I made $100 million, I wouldn't be in a rush to go do anything either. So I respect it. I sure think he would look good in our pen right now, especially right now when this is a 1-run game all of a sudden.
Yep, I would too.
Did you get a touch? And I'm gonna give you that exit here in 1 second. David Robertson, the person. I've always found him an interesting guy. I think he's an unbelievable player. Been on the WBC. Unbelievable fitness guy. Interesting guy. A lot of fire on the field. Which is any insight on the man? I'm interested.
Right. He's one of the funnest guys to talk to. He loves to talk. He loves it. And when a couple times he blew saves, and Kirby never blew anything last year, but Robertson did last year. But he would sit around waiting on you, get back there, and then he'd sit there and take the question and do it. Say, hey, not where I wanted that pitch. He'd do it. But boy, he loved to talk. He would talk all the time. He never had a problem talking. Very friendly guy, fun guy. The Rangers have a great clubhouse, man. They just all are good dudes. Even Corey's such a great guy. Corey's really an introvert. He just isn't a big talker. The biggest introvert on the team is probably Jonah Heim.
Huh, really?
Yeah.
So I love Jonah Heim. I've never said this publicly anyway. It's not like a secret, but one of my daughter's boyfriend, fiance, whatever. He's actually probably downstairs. He's coming tonight. Whatever. He looks just like what he looked like 2 years ago. We call him. So one of my granddaughters calls him Boo Reggie. I don't want to tell you the whole story. Jonah Heim is a big. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
It's tied.
Oh, tied it up. Oh, I won't tell that whole story right now because nobody's going to care about it. Jonah Heim is big in my family. 4-4 tie game. Hey, this is John Moore at Recliner Nerd, DLLS Rangers podcast. John, I want to give you a chance to get out of here if you want to. I kept you way longer.
Yeah,
You can stay.
I'm getting a call to the bullpen from downstairs, I think.
I had a feeling from what I saw. John, thank you for your time. This is amazing. I enjoyed this. I enjoy getting to know you personally a little more.
Yeah.
I hope my friends and viewers liked it. I'm going to cut up some of these, hopefully, and put them out there and give you some more love out there.
We'll do it again. We need to do this
I appreciate that.
For
And
sure.
I'll try to do that. I mean, it's in September, so that gives me a little bit of runway there. I'll try to see if I can get out to the Doretta event and maybe bug you a little bit.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now
Guys,
we
go
gotta
give
go
him a follow.
We got to go
Yeah.
score some runs at Recliner Nerd, guys. If you want to give me a follow, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I don't do a lot on there, but I do some. But that's where I'm on TikTok. I do some clips on that. But yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, guys.
I loved it. And listen to his podcast and make sure you check out the Longhorn. What's the Longhorn podcast going to be called? Remind me.
It's not a Longhorn. There's not a name.
I'm sorry. I meant college football. I said Longhorn, but I meant college football.
It's a Texas college football podcast, and I don't know. That may be the name of it. I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. It's the naming is still waiting to happen.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, whatever you call it. There he goes. That's John Moore. John, thank you for your time. I'll bug you soon, and thank you. I appreciate this so much.
See you, bud.
There you go. Have a great night. There he goes. That's John Moore. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. There we go. What a good guy. What a good guy to give us all that time. Love it. I hope you guys had fun with that. I did. Bad timing for the game, though. All of a sudden, Jacob Latz has a 4-0 lead disappear. It's 4-4 now. Bomb of 4 as we reset the game. O'Hearn for them, Martin for us. Nobody out still, but it's 4-4 where it wasn't just moments ago. Guys, please give him some love. Give him some respect. Go watch his stuff. Again, Recliner Nerd on X, DLLS podcast. I'll post some clips and hopefully get 5 or 6 or 7 of those out there for you guys so you guys can go give them a follow. But during the game, we're not going to be able to do that. So please give them some love. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, anything, frankly. 4-4, nobody out, top of 7. Chris Martin in, getting a little touched up here. Baltimore used to be, well, last year it was impossible to hit a home run there. This year, at least this inning, not so much. And it's rough. You got a 4-0 lead. I mean, what's the stat? I don't know. What are we, 28-3 or some dang thing? We being the Texas Rangers only score 4. Going to need to get that 5th run here. Somebody's going to win with 5 or more today. Yeah. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Bronco, Mustang, Pony, Power. Yeah, I always feel bad. TLC, I know you're a little behind. I'm sorry if I'm giving this stuff away. It is what it is. I'm glad you're here regardless. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? 5-4 Orioles, another bomb deep into the Baltimore Bay. O'Hearn, 11 bombs on the year, 30 RBIs on the year. 1 RBI this inning makes it 5-4 bad guys. The Baltimore Orioles are playing home run derby against my Rangers here in the 7th. Chris Martin. Wow. Center cut, maybe a little in. He's off the plate, so he gets the good wood on it and lifts and separates and touches them all. Only 2 rows into the stands, but here comes Bochy. We haven't taken a lot of break. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to put one of my 1.5 minute clips here. I'm going to put it on a loop because I got to go potty. Bochy's out. Martin's out. 5-4. Our lead is gone. I'll be right back in about a minute and a half. Rangers down by 1, 5-4, top of 7. Don't go anywhere. What do I want to show you? Let's do this one because I'm trying to find a long one because I got to go potty. I've mentioned a few times that I had a blast last year at the All-Star Game. I got to go to the All-Star Game, the Futures Game, the Home Run Derby, the red carpet event. It was amazing, and I just loved it so much. I want to share that excitement somehow with you, and I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I can't send you to Atlanta. I do have a contest link. It's not my contest, but I try to encourage you guys to enter that. But what could I do above and beyond that? Well, All-Star Game MVP and Home Run Derby Championship Challenge. Here you go. For every super chat I get, I will invite you to make a choice. You get to pick. You're going to pick the winner of the Home Run Derby, or you're going to pick a winner of the All-Star Game. And if you win, well, you'll win these. And these are just the first two. I'm hoping to add more so the winner can pick Funko Pops, Corey Seager, Silver Slugger, Bobblehead, and more. Coming soon. I've mentioned a few times that I had a blast last year at the All-Star Game. I got to go to the All-Star Game, the Futures Game, the Home Run Derby, the red carpet event. It was amazing, and I just loved it so much. I want to share that excitement somehow with you, and I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I can't send you to Atlanta. I do have a contest link. It's not my contest, but I try to encourage you guys to enter that. But what could I do above and beyond that? Well, All-Star Game MVP and Home Run Derby Championship Challenge. Here you go. For every super chat I get, I will invite you to make a choice. You get to pick. You're going to pick the winner of the Home Run Derby, or you're going to pick a winner of the All-Star Game. And blah, blah, blah. That's twice that you had to listen to that because I had a big old water right before the show started. Had to go. 15 people still here. Let's do a reset. Hobie Milner in for my Rangers. One person over on Twitch, 14 here on Texas Rangers Clubhouse. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you all subscribe to the channel. My boys had a 4-0 lead. Jacob Latz pitched a great shutout through 6, right? Shutout through 5, shutout through 6, whatever it was. Looked great. Big start. Walked a couple to start the inning. They pull them out. 4-0 for us. Turns into 5-4 for them. Big time prospect. Well, he was a big time prospect. Mayo, Kobe Mayo, hitting 7th in the order for them. 0 for 2 today against Milner. Having a big year for us. Lefty on righty here. Nobody out. I don't think I said that already. Nobody out. Bottom of 7. 5-4 Baltimore. Huh. I'll get caught up in chat here quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Guest. Oh my gosh. Oh, good. Okay. Smash to the third baseman. 5-3. Josh Young makes the play. Got to be honest, off the bat, I thought that was a double. Our guest was a great guest. I hope you guys appreciate that. John Moore, DLLS podcast. Again, I will post out some links on this, but I hope you guys give him some love. That was really nice of him. I asked him for 2 innings, and what did he give us? Almost 7 full, guys. So that's amazing. Let me get caught up in chat before they throw to Cedric here. One red flag I have with Bochy is putting these bullpen arms in tough spots. I mean, he's kind of known for being an unbelievable controller. Is that the word I want to use? Of and over the bullpen. Has bitched that much all year. Troy just watched the home run. Yeah, your words in my brain. Yeah, TLC, right? Gio, what's going on, Gio? I don't think I saw you in here already. Welcome in, Gio777. OG subscriber to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Chris Martin is the worst pitcher on this team. I don't know if I agree with that. And his record is terrible, too. Last time he got a lucky save. Last time, I don't know. I mean, he certainly wasn't good today. I don't get Bochy sometimes. I mean, come on. He's the freaking bullpen whisperer. He's the best. Many think he's the best in the history of the game at managing bullpens. I mean, he's not throwing the pitches. Yeah, I feel bad for Latz. That's not a word I love, Troy. What was Latz pitch count? Not a lot. I don't know. I was concentrating more on the interview, to be very honest with you. But it was low coming in the 6th inning, I believe. He obviously walked those first guys. Don't cry. No crying. There's no crying in baseball, Troy. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball to first base. 4-3. 2 outs. 9-hitter Carlson coming to the plate. There you go, TLC. Thank you, TLC. 80 at the end of the 6th. So it was 80 at the end of the 6th, and then he walked the first 2 guys. It's like 90, probably low 90s. Governor take? Oh, give or take. Yeah. Look, Governor, what is that? Governor Abbott do something? Actually, Governor Abbott did do something today. But that's a whole other conversation. 17 people here. 16 on the YouTube channel. Hope you subscribe. Texas Clubhouse is my YouTube channel. Did I get him? Did not. One person over on Twitch. I'm glad you're here. I think we still will, Troy. Come on now. Sure hope, man. We're not going to win the series if we don't get a win today. Gio, that's insane. What is it about? Like, Gio, help me out. Like, you seem like a good guy. You seem like you know the game a little bit. You've been in here a lot. And if you annoyed me by now, I would have remembered. You haven't. Oh my goodness. Okay, I thought they just hit another bomb. They did, but it was an F8. That's the inning. 5-4 bad guys. Gio, I want to ask you. We're going to go to break, but I'll get the answer afterwards, hopefully. What is the need for finality in June? It's so much of, well, Rangers Twitter and Gio, you just said it. Oh, I hit the wrong one. It's just not. It's not real. It's just your feelings. I don't get. I mean, I love you, Gio. I respect you. Love that you're in here, but that's crazy. I'll be back in about a minute. I want your answer. Have I shown you guys the final clue yet? Let's do the final clue because I had John on here longer than I thought. I don't think I played this yet. Here's the final clue. Do you know about my scavenger hunt?
All right, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last clue I give on the scavenger hunt. Couple baseball cards, 3 baseball cards out there in the DFW area. A couple people have told me they know where it is. They haven't found it yet. They know the building, but they haven't found it yet. Check out the catering. You definitely have enough clues now to find these cards. Good luck. All right, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last clue I give on the scavenger hunt.
Sorry, I forgot to take it off the loop. Oh, also.
Hey, have you liked the stream yet? Like the stream. Like it.
And also.
Stop what you're doing. Subscribe to my channel.
Five, 4 bad guys. We just gave up 5. Latz pitched great. He's not going to get the win after that mess. What do you do? What do you do? I've been saying, oh, Martin should be the closer. Well, Martin just got roped. It's rough. Gio, I'd love an answer. Tell me what you think. TLC. TLC says, heartbreaker. Hopefully that fired up the guys and they fight back. Let's pitch a great game, and I don't think he should have come out. And I agree with you there, TLC. I wasn't monitoring it close. I was doing the interview, so I wasn't into the game as much as I might normally be. And I think, wasn't it you, TLC, who said he was at 80 pitches? I think it was you. Regardless, I wasn't watching it, But I think I agree. 6 full shutout, I would have got him out of there. That said, not sure that would have helped that much. I mean, he did walk the first 2, but Martin was throwing gasoline on that fire. Gregory Soto. He's been a really good lefty. He was with the Phillies for a long time. Career's taken a little bit of a turn down, but boy, when he was in Philly, he was filthy in Philly. Sam Haggerty hitting about 278 on the year, up for the first time today. And get a righty against the lefty, of course. Osuna hitting lefty, you wouldn't leave him in against Soto, is what I should be saying. Haggerty hitting from the right side. Nobody out, top of 8. 6 outs to go. Baltimore's up by 1, 5-4. Rangers are in, what's the word? Rangers are in a position to lose a game when they scored 4 runs, which hasn't happened, but I think 3 times all year. I think that's right. Thankfully, I missed the Rays walk-up a few weeks. Oh, man, those Rays series was rough. Give me 7 runs. There you go, Kerm. Sorry I haven't been able to watch at the beginning. That's okay. No, sorry. These 5 of 30 games are hard to be settled into. I agree with you. Worked out for me well today, and I do like it when the game is over. Like last night, the game was so fast. I went downstairs and I said to my wife, "It's still light outside. What's going on?" Yeah, I kind of scheduled my day differently because yesterday was a kind of a rush. Ball 4 Saggerty. Sam Haggerty turns into Saggerty. Haggerty is on first, nobody out. Our 9 hitter, 1 for 2 on the day. Kyle Higashioka, my sister's favorite ball player. It will be safe at 7-5. Yeah, there you go. Regardless of his actual pitch count from a guy who, that's exactly right, TLC. That's exactly what I think. That's why I was comfortable saying I would have pulled him out, even not being sure about this pitch count and not watching it as close as I normally would be. Takes a strike 0-1. Again, I want to give some love to John there, and I really hope you guys enjoyed that. That's the show I want to have. I mean, I'm not going to always have guests, and I have a real life, so I don't have time to be booking guests all the time, and I don't have like a Rolodex of people either, for that matter. But I want to bring on people that have different opinions. I want to bring on people that have different insights, and I love people who report on the game. I think if you listen to the whole interview, you heard that. I think I've said it a few times, and he was great. Well, Kane last night was great. John tonight was great. I got a couple other things in. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, he gave that one a ride. It went a little farther than I thought, but just an F8 in the book. 1 out, man, still on first. But my point is, long-term goal would be to have 1 or 2 or 3 people a game and let him go a couple innings. Keeping a guy 6 or 7 innings like I did last night with Kane and tonight with John, I actually kind of start to feel guilty. So I don't want to take their whole night from them. It's not like they're like, we're not doing a podcast together. Not that I would be opposed to that, but, I don't want to keep them all night is what I'm saying. But anyway, I think it's the goal of the show from my brain, from my strategic, the value proposition I want to have is put out that kind of show where we have a couple guests on. And sometimes it'll just be me. Again, I've got a real life. I got real work. I don't have time to be booking people all day, every day. But I'm gonna put some feelers out there and try to get more people for you. I hope you guys like that. Jonah Heim in the leadoff spot, hitting for Josh Smith, a lefty on the hill, and oh, nice. The runner was going, and the pitch gets away from the catcher. Haggerty slides, of course, so he stays at second. Frankly, if he can hear from the coach there, he stands up, he could probably get to third, but that would have been remarkable. But anyway, I was trying to say Gregory Soto, filthy lefty, not as good as he's been in the years past, but that would be why Smith comes out there for not a right-handed hitter, a switch hitter hitting right-handed Jonah Heim. Haggerty goes to third. Not even close. Ricky freaking Henderson, Sam Haggerty. Now we got the tying run 90 feet away with 1 out. Now, a wild pitch, a ground ball potentially, a fly ball deep enough in the outfield scores a run. So that's a big deal. We've got a walking lead. Wow, that's a pretty freaking great arm, actually. Or great throw, excuse me. Had a really big jump, but made it pretty close. Yeah, baby. Jonah Heim hits a fly ball, and that's going to tie it up. So the guy in right field actually drops the ball, but obviously he drops it while he's pulling it out of the glove. But we are tied up, 2 outs, top of 8. Jonah Heim brings in Sam Haggerty, who makes that happen. Gets on first, stolen base, sac fly. That's good baseball. That's Sam Haggerty. I did not believe when he came to the team. Boy, was I wrong. Sam Haggerty, Ricky Henderson, us that run right there. Love it. TLC says, Wyatt Langford up to bat. He's 0 for 4 already on the day. Not to be dramatic. Yeah, here we go. Should I even read anymore? Maybe I don't want to read anymore. Not to be dramatic, but okay, here we go. Not to be dramatic, but we needed a good showing during this series, especially after the it's not being dramatic. I thought you were going to say something that was going to make me crazy. You're right. We still do. 5-5, 2 outs, top of 8. Wyatt Langford solo home run right here would not make me sad. Swing and miss, slider away. Slider away, strike 3. We go to the bottom of 8th. Tied up 5-5. 14 people here. 12 at Texas Clubhouse. 1 over on Dope. Dad, hope you come over to the Texas Clubhouse YouTube channel. 1 over on Twitch. You've been here a long time. Dad, appreciate you over on Twitch watching the show. Where are we? Where are we? You want a super chat? You want to become a member of the channel? Well, I would appreciate it, and if you did, give me a shot at one of these.
I've mentioned a few times that I had a blast last year at the All-Star Game. I got to go to the All-Star Game, the Futures Game, the Home Run Derby, the red carpet event. It was amazing, and I just loved it so much. I want to share that excitement.
I already showed you that one, didn't? That was when I went potty, huh? Sorry. Hey, check this out.
All right, it's June. I want to say a big thank you to my members. Just 4 members actually lost some in May. They must have been umpires who didn't like what I had to say about umpires. That's okay with me. Big love to my members. 86 in Company, TLC, Texas Haley, fans of the Green Bay Packers. You guys rock. And if you don't know about membership, that gives them access to kind of some cool emojis in chat, and they stand out in chat. They're kind of emboldened in a different color, so I see it. And of course, I've got some specials for them, including a monthly contest and just some other stuff for members. I hope they like it. I think they like it, and I know I like having them as members of the channel. If you want to check it out and join them, part of the Texas Clubhouse membership crew, it would be amazing. Thanks for being here. Go Rangers.
And we have a 5th member again. Logan was and is again. He didn't get any love in that video. I need to replace that video. 15 of you here, 13 at the Clubhouse, Texas Clubhouse. Please subscribe to the channel. 1 over on Dole Dad. I hope I can talk you into coming over to Texas Clubhouse. Subscribing over here. 1 still on Twitch. Let's get caught up in chat. Milner back in there. Lefty on lefty. First pitch fouled away. Jackson Holiday, leadoff hitter for the Orioles, leading off the inning. Yeah, that would be good, TLC. You're right. They did whoop us, didn't they? We are tied. Yes, we are. Fastball in there, 0-2. Great base running, to say the least. Absolutely. He Ricky Henderson ended that run for us. Gio, there we go. There's my answer. I only say it because the Rangers finally scored runs today. And if they lose, they would lose confidence. No, they will not. Love you, Gio. They'll be all right. They're not mental midgets. They're not going to lose any confidence over one game. It's a 162-game season. But ye of little faith, we're going to win this game. Come on. Maybe. Odds are probably in the Orioles' favor pretty strong right now. Bomb the 8th. They've got 6 outs to get a run. We've got 3. So, by just simple math, you got 67% chance to win the game. And they're the home team. So, I'm not going to lie to you. If you were an odds maker, you'd put the Orioles at a 70% chance or so to win this game at this point. Nice deuce. Well, excuse me, that's a sweeper or a slide or whatever. Strike 3. And the odds get a little better for us. Sorry to be math nerd there. 1 out, bottom of 8. 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Orioles this inning. Zeke Duran in as a defensive replacement. Haggerty stays in the game as they're showing on the board. Zeke goes over to first base. Will be in the leadoff spot, I'm sure, because Heim hit for Smitty. I hope I have all that right. I think I do. I'm not keeping a book, but I guess I could look at the game day that's right there. Or Laureano hitting second for them. Fouls it away 1-1. Yeah, the umpires aren't doing a great job this year, are they? Excuse me. A little sleepy all of a sudden. Not last night, but the nights before, I had a kind of weird evening. Didn't sleep a lot. And I think it's hitting me right now. Not yesterday where I thought it would, but today. A little tired, not gonna lie. Check swing all the way, full count to Laureano.
Hey, have you liked the stream yet? Like the stream. Like it.
Three-two pitch misses away, ball 4. Finally hit my watch hours. Oh, nice. Did you really? 4,000 watch hours? Atta boy. You've got the subscribers by far, right? Good for you. Congratulations. Well, I think you probably have learned this about me. I love YouTube. This is my second monetized channel. I love the process. I love it. I don't know if I've told you this, Brian. I went to Bid Summit a couple of years ago. Got to listen to Mr. Beast, Daryl Eves. Maybe I've told you. I don't know. Have I told you this? Am I boring you? I don't know. Whatever. Big Roberta Blake fan. A lot of those guys who are YouTubers who teach YouTube and stuff. I'm a big fan of. One out, man on first. 5-5, top of 8. Gunnar Henderson, by far the best player. By far their best player. Super good dude, too. I'm a big fan of the dude and the ball player. Sure hope he doesn't do any damage. He's probably one of the reasons why Hobie Miller's still in there. They want the lefty on lefty for us there. I hear you. Yeah, start somewhere, buddy. Guys, go check out Bronco Mustang Pony Power, the YouTube channel. Some good Christian camps, some car. I'm trying to remember what I've seen over there. Some car content. Good dude, friend of mine, friend from the channel here. Yeah, go give him a watch. We'll subscribe to his channel and give him a watch. Yeah, baby, Hobie, strike 3. Sweeper down the middle, frankly. And that's the second out. Man on first. Gary Sanchez, their 4-hitter coming up. 1 for 2 on the day. That's a big AB right there. Now, the righty Sanchez probably, I should probably be concerned with him as much as I was with Gunnar there, but lefty on righty, obviously. Oh, and there we go. Bochy thinking like I am. Get Sanchez to hit against a righty. Hobie Miller's going to come out. Man on first, 2 outs, bottom of 8th. We are tied up. We got a big one here. I don't know who the righty is coming in, but we need to get him to get Gary Sanchez out. And if so, we'll go to the top of the 9th, tied up. I have the hiccups all of a sudden. Hold on, guys. There we go. This is what I want to show you.
Did you know I have a giveaway on X right now? It's just for this. It's free. It's easy. It's on X at Jeff Bates on X. Go check out the post. See what to do. Can be done in like 10 seconds. One of you will win this. Maybe tonight.
Wait. You can win this card right here. This card. How would you win this card?
Did you know I have a giveaway on X right now? It's just for this. It's free. It's easy. It's on X at Jeff Bates on X. Go check out the post. See what to do. Can be done in like 10 seconds. One of you will win this. Maybe tonight.
So before the show started tonight, only one person, my friend Jason actually, only one person had done what they need to do. And it's really easy. You just retweet a tweet that I sent out and you can win this. Wait, what? You can win this? Yeah. Watch this. Go do this.
Did you know I have a giveaway on X right now? It's just for this. It's free. It's easy. It's on X at Jeff Bates on X. Go check out the post. See what to do. Can be done in like 10 seconds. One of you will win this. Maybe tonight.
So I didn't get to show you guys that a lot. So anybody who was here earlier kind of got screwed. But I'm telling you, before the show started, there was only one person who had retweeted it. So if tomorrow at like 5 or whenever 24 hours is up, he's the only one that reposts the post and does what I say. It's super easy. I think he did it all. He's going to win this card, which I'm happy. He's a good guy. I'm happy if he wins. But you should go enter. Go to my X, find the post, scroll down my feed. You'll find it. Send off a do what it says, and you too could win this card. All right. Oh, and actually, there's another card too, but I wasn't going to tell you that. All right. Gary Sanchez, 1 for 2 on the day. Man on first, 2 outs, 5-5, bottom of 8. Luke Jackson. I don't think I said Luke Jackson in 4 relief for my Rangers. Throws over to first, nothing doing. And again, Brian, it I don't make a ton, but it gets better. I love that you made 6 cents on your first day. That's great. Make sure you 3-0 to Gary Stitches. Make sure you, if you didn't already, you enable memberships. Dogs, tripod, German Shepherd, car stuff that I'm like, what are we doing here? I had no idea what you're talking about. Bronco, Mustang, Pony Power telling you what you will see on his channel. I'm like, what is he saying? Dogs, a tripod, German Shepherd, car stuff that I attempt, cool stuff I buy, and lots of family stuff. That's my ad for Brian. Bronco, Mustang, Pony Power. I was very confused. Oh, good. I hope it's you. Somebody missed full count now. TLC says, I've subscribed to a UT channel that goes over MLB umps. A UT channel? I'm assuming he's going to mean a YT YouTube. UT means University of Texas. I think he means YT for YouTube. Absolutely garbage, some of these umps. Yeah. Given that players are cut and fired. Yeah, I go crazy when people talk about, but the human element. I honestly believe most people have somebody in their family, Uncle Joe or something, that umpires, co-ed D League on the weekends, and they think they need to have umpires. Strike 3. We're out of the inning. We go to the 9th. David in the house. David. Podan, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're having a great day. Appreciate you spending a little time here. We're going to the 9th. We are tied at 5. Don't go anywhere. Oh, what do I want to show you? You know what? You probably need to know how to get a hold of me, right? Do you? This is how.
Hey there, thanks for being here for the show. Look, if you ever want to get a hold of me, if you need my email, if you're looking for my X profile, you want to see some of the things that I recommend, affiliate link kind of things that I have affiliate link for that I recommend for creators or other people, this is the best place to go. Check out the link tree right here. So I change this, fairly often. It's not going to be exactly the same every time you look at it, but it's probably the best place to find me if you're looking for me. Again, it's got my email right on top. It's got my X account. It's got a bunch of places you can find me. So if you're interested, there's my link tree. Come say hi.
I was getting caught up in chat. David, hope you're having a great night. Welcome in. Welcome to the chat. All those things. Yeah, there we go. Cameron with the confidence and the happiness and the positivity. David, I do. At Dole Whip Dad over on YouTube. Yes. That's me. That was me. That is me. I still post over there. I've been pretty annoyed with Disney lately, David. Although I'll be going on a trip there. When are we going? I don't even know what I'm talking about. November, I think. We're pretty excited about it. We had a family reunion planned for November at Walt Disney World. And then my mom said, no. We told everybody. Mom said, no, we'll do it in May. Well, I already got my reservation. So I'm going in November and in May now, which is, I guess, better, right? But anyway, David, yeah, that's me. Did I know you back then? If you watch my shows or channel there, thank you. I'm honored. Welcome back. Felix Bautista in for the bad guys. He's filthy good. 2 more runs. Come on now. Felix Bautista's hard to get to. Thanks, Cam. I appreciate that. All right, Felix Bautista is a stud. Corey Seager, right? Is that Corey? Corey Seager leading off. Top of the 9th for the good guys. 3, 4, 5 for my Rangers. Top of 9. Felix Bautista's no joke. There's not a lot of guys who are harder to get hits off of in the MLB than he. Let's see. Do I sound like Dr. Seuss all of a sudden? Corey Seager 1 for 3 on the day. 1 ball, 1 strike count after a swing. I believe it was a foul tip. Yeah, thank you, Cameron. I'm a big fan of X and Elon, so why not? It's a little dirty, actually. Yeah, baby. Base hit for Corey off of the stud single. into a right field. I wonder if they'll run for Seager here. I mean, we've already used a bunch of guys. Probably not. Probably not, because who would we play? Yeah, we're probably running out of people. Yeah, split finger up at the shoulders. I'll take it. So will Corey Seager. I'm going to put this screen up real fast because I got to get off camera here and turn on my fan. It's hot. Marcus Semien, 1 for 4 on the day. Nobody out. Top of 9. I had to go turn on my fan there. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right, Kerm. But he's hard to hit. Seager is running. Are you freaking kidding me? Tell me you don't think these guys are trying. Tell me you don't think these guys care. Hamstring issues and all. Corey freaking Seager. Nobody out, top of 9. Tying run on base. And that was a called steal. Maybe they talked about it because Marcus knew he was stealing. So that was a plan, I think. I don't know, maybe Corey said it early on, but that was for sure. Marcus Seager, at least Marcus knew and Corey knew. I wonder if he said, guys, I'm fine. If I get on, I'm going. I would hope somebody asks that question. Hey, John, you still here? You're not in Baltimore. Never mind. I would love somebody to ask that question tonight. Whew. Wow, 3-0 pitch on the edge at 96. They call it a sinker. They're wrong. They're liars. The algorithm doesn't know what they're talking about. That's a fastball. Seager was looking back. That's interesting. But Marcus was taking all the way. Right, Kerm? Yeah. My instant thought was, what is he doing? Don't get hurt. Now my thought is base it, ties it up, or takes the lead. Exciting stuff here. Full count, Marcus Semien, nobody out, man on first. 17 people here. Oh, I say that in 2 go away. 15 people here. 1 on Dole Whip Dad. Come on over to Texas Clubhouse. 1 on Twitch. Come on over to Texas Clubhouse on YouTube. 13 on Texas Clubhouse. I'm glad you're all here. Semien, full count. 3-2. Slider stays in. A lot of dip, a lot of vertical drop on that slider. Swings through it, 1 out. Boy, I sure would have liked a productive out there. I mean, it's easy for me to say, right? I'm not swinging at the curveball down and in, trying to hit it the other way, but a ground ball to second base or first base gets us a base there that really matters. Doley takes a fastball down and away, misses by a lot, but misses 1-0. Yeah, Seager, clearly. I mean, that goes a long way to my confidence about his hammy. I think maybe I've been making more of it than maybe I should, because that's burst, man. That's burst. Seager misses in 2-0. Doley 1 for 4 on the day. Double. Well, shoot, only a single might score Corey, but a double will certainly score Corey. 1 out, top of 9, 5-5. But just getting here, you missed a lot. Special guest John Moore, DLLS podcast. It's like, what was he, like 6.5 innings with us? Amazing guest. Really had fun last night. Kane, I really, guys, hope you guys are enjoying the guests we've had. I'm really kind of proud, honestly, to have both Kane and John back to back. I will be live tomorrow. I don't think I will be live Saturday and Sunday for sure not. Probably not Friday either. I hope to, but probably not. One of my daughter's 21st birthday. We've actually got a guest in the house downstairs right now. We'll be here for the weekend. But we'll see. I'll try to not forget about you guys on the weekend. Garcia ground ball to the third baseman. That's going to be 5-3. Of course, Corey's not going to go anywhere. 2 outs now. Top of 9, man still on second. Get the leadoff man on. You get him over to second with nobody out. You got to score him here, guys. 5-5. Top of 9. Go ahead, run at second with nobody out. Got to find a way to scrape him in here. Scratch him in. Claw him in. Evan Carter, 2 for 4 on the day. Couple hits already. needs to do some damage off of the big beast that is Felix Bautista. They call that a sinker, but it's not. It's a fastball dotted on the outside edge. 0-1. Come on, Evan. Split her down and away, 1-1. It's a big at bat here. Real big at bat. 2 outs, man on second. Tie game. 1 ball, 1 strike count to full count. Evan Carter. Fastball up and away. Two one pitch. Fastball that the algorithm calls a sinker away. Swing and a miss, 2-2. The broadcast proving they got cute girls in Baltimore. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tie game. Man on second. Deuces wild. I should have said. Here we go. Fouled away, and I get a chance to do the deuces wild thing again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on second. 2 for 4. Evan Carter. Deuces wild. Vin Scully special. They sit here, could tie this game, or no, give us the lead. Yeah, there's a little torturous action here in there. I just noticed that my subscriber count there on the bottom is wrong. Fastball center cut, fouled away. Two pitch, third time. Splitter just misses down and away. Pretty close. Well, it won't be a walk-off if it's for us, but I sure hope it's for us. Full count to full count. It's a very Evan Carter at bat here. 99 miles per hour. Cheese up in the zone. We get Corey Seager to second with nobody out, but we leave him there. It's pretty good at bat by Evan Carter, but certainly didn't get a good result. Looks like our pitcher coming in will be Robert Martin. I'm sorry, Robert Martin. Put them together. Robert Garcia. Hey, do you create on YouTube? If so, you need this. And you can use my referral code to help you and me.
I went to Vid Summit, not last year, but the year before. That Vid Summit, owned by Daryl Eves. He's the producer of The Chosen, and Mr. Beast. He's the producer of some of the most watched videos on YouTube. Anyway, it was amazing, and I got all these ideas and all these notes and all these. I mean, I have a couple of YouTube channels that are both monetized, and that trip was one of those reasons. Well, whatever. The most common, hey, you need to, I got out of the Vid Summit, Opus Clips. Opus Clips is amazing. It's easy. An idiot like me or brilliant people can use it. It uses AI to take the audio or the creations that you already have, that you already love, and it turns them into shorts for you. I do a little tweaking on the back end because I want to. You don't have to, but you can. It's amazing. Opus Clips. The link is below. Sign up. Get it. Use it. You'll grow on YouTube. You'll grow on Twitter. It's awesome. And anytime anybody uses any of my referral links for any of the products I recommend, I'll jump on a Zoom 30 minutes with you, teach you how to use it. Hey, If you like the stream yet, like the stream. Like it. Stop what you're doing. Subscribe to my channel.
Newly monetized Bronco Mustang Pony Power says is a long season. Cameron, Luke Jackson's ball one starting off not the way I want him to. Many people bailed at the end of the 23. Thank you, because they were slumping. It's not over till it's over. Thank you. 5, 6, 7 hitters for the bad guys. 6-3 easy put out for Luke Jackson. Corey makes easy work. Tosses over to Zeke over at first now. 1 out. We need to get this win in the 10th. Nobody's going to walk it off. Cameron is the answer. O'Hearn 1 for 2 on the day. Just one new subscriber during the show here. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. It's free today and forever. And I would appreciate it. I've said before, I'll say it again. I kind of judge me on do I add a subscriber or 3 during the show. If I get 2 or 3, I'm happy. Of course, super chats make me happy. Of course, memberships make me happy. Of course they do. It's revenue, and it shows that you guys like what I'm doing. But I really judge myself. And if it's effective use of our time, my time and yours, if I add 2 or 3 subscribers, and we got 1 so far. So if somebody wants to subscribe to the channel, I'll have a better evening. O'Hearn swings and misses. Looked like that was center cut. 2-0 pitch slider. Looked like he had that timed pretty good. Fouled it away. I'm happy to say 2-1. Hey, a little more. Dr. Seuss fouled it away. Happy to say. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, not having a great month, but we'll see how he does tonight. Deep blast into right field. Not going to leave the park. Haggerty, who's out in the right, has to take a few steps back, but makes a play. A little oohs and ahs from the fans, but that was F9 all the way. 2 outs. Bomb a 9, number 7 hitter Vasquez, 0 for 0. He's in off the bench for the O's. 15 beautiful, intelligent, awesome people here. 13 of you here on Texas Clubhouse. 1 over on Dole Whip Dad. Hey, how you been? Long time no see. 1 over on Twitch, Texas Rangers Clubhouse. Appreciate every single one of you. Hope you're having a great, what is this, Tuesday night. Beautiful night here. We had big puffy clouds earlier, but now it's mostly blue. Kind of purpley clouds on the sunsetty east side of the sky. Gorgeous, gorgeous night. A little warm today in the DFW. Not as hot as it is in Baltimore, though. Cameron is an East Coaster. And he knows. He told us it's going to be over 100 degrees for these 3 days. 3 days, 3 games. And, yeah. There we go. We're going to go to the 10th. 3 unassisted. Zeke makes the play, and we go to the 10th. Ghost runner, anybody? 10 hits for my Rangers, 5 runs. 4 hits for your Orioles, 5 runs. What the actual heck? Let's get this done in extras, shall we? Hey, Rangers Twitter's nuts. Check this out.
I love the Texas Rangers. I love X. I do not love Rangers Twitter. Toxicity and emotion on parade. If I wanted the view, I would go to ABC, and I don't. So I won't. So I made a thing. Texas Rangers X, a place by me for you. You, the Ranger fan who's not nuts, not crazy, doesn't need to emote every time something goes wrong, and loves to talk baseball. Is that you? If it is, DM me over on X, at me over on X, or ask me here during the show, hey, will you put the link to Rangers X, not Twitter, Rangers X? We'll have some fun. We're going to talk about baseball, Rangers, and everybody else. And if you want to emote, yeah, Rangers Twitter is not going anywhere, but either am I. It's not Rangers Twitter, it's Rangers X, and it's for you, unless, you know, you're a troll.
And I dropped the link. If you're on X, click it. Come on over. I will be blasting people who are whiny, crying, fill in the blanks. Because I don't want that in my life. But if you're not that, you're sick of Rangers Twitter, come on over. Sir Anthony Dominguez with one of the cooler names in the history of Major League Baseball. He's filthy. He was also a reliever for the Phillies, like Gregory Soto before him tonight. He's a flamethrower from the right side, not having the best year. 206 batting average against, though. I guess he's doing better than I thought, to be honest with you. Yeah, 3.52 ERA is not bad. Top of the 10th, we're tied at 5. Evan Carter, the speedster, is the ghost runner, whatever you call it, zombie runner. I hate this freaking rule. Whatever. Man on second, Josh Young, number 6 on the back of his uniform. Base hit will take the lead. Dominguez looks at Carter, and you think he's going to steal third? That's weird. That's weird. If you're listening to Dave Raymond, he's saying exactly what I'm thinking. Heat from Sir Anthony. Swing and a miss from Josh Young. I think he's got a couple hits on the night, doesn't he? Yeah, 2 for 4 on the night. I'll take that. Cameron, I know you think it. You're wrong. It doesn't. It didn't. Nice. Ghost runner at second. Yep. 0-2 pitch. Josh Young hitting 7th in the lineup, 7, 8, 9 with the man on second. Not ideal. But if you can get somebody on, get somebody in, you get back to the top. Bottom of the order is going to have to do it, is my point. And it doesn't here. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss at the sweeper down in the zone. Young drops down to 2 for 5 after that K. 1 out, still man on second, Sam Haggerty. See, here's the thing with that ghost runner. If you don't score that run, man, the odds go up exponentially for the home team. 18 of you here now. Appreciate every single one of you. 15 of you on 17, whatever it is, over here on Clubhouse. 1 more on Twitch, 1 more on Dole Whip Dad. Haggerty scored a run earlier. Kind of got a steal and a steal. He walked, got a steal and a steal, and then scored on the sac fly. So we're not even playing in the 10th here without Sam Haggerty. 1 out, man on first. He could on the base pass tie up the game, and on with the bat, give us the go-ahead run with a hit here. Splitter, filthy pitch. Nice pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Is it 1-1? Board says 1-1. I thought it was 1-2. I guess I'm wrong. 1-1. Jacob Latz looked great. 6. Was it 5? A whole bunch of shutout innings. Then he walked a couple to start his, I don't know, it was the 6th inning. I think it was the 6th inning. And that was the start of 5-run inning for the Orioles. I'm glad Felix Batista's out of there. Let's get to Sir Anthony Dominguez. Fastball down the middle, 2-2. Yeah, I hate it too, TLC. I hate it. It's stupid. I hate it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Third baseman is nowhere near the bag. Evan can steal this if he wants it. Whoa, and he's going to get it for free because the ball bounces away from the catcher. That's big. Full count to Haggerty, 1 out. Evan at third. Now a fly ball to the outfield gives us the run. I wonder if the infield will be in. I suspect it will. Because Evan Carter's going to score on a ground ball in the infield if the infield's not in. So I suspect Baltimore is going to bring their infield in here. Yeah, I'll take it, Kerm. Haggerty fouls it back. Have the announcers mentioned if the infield's in? If they have, I didn't hear it. I haven't shown it. So it looks like the shortstop and the second baseman and the first baseman and the third baseman is a little deeper than the bag, but he could still make a play at the, I guess the thinking there is a ground ball right at third baseman. He's going to freeze. I don't know. Yeah, it's stupid. I hate the rule. It's definitely about speed. Speed of the game. Hardy ground ball, second base. We got to plate. Plate. Safe. Ah, he's out at the plate. I like to see the replay. My screen's little. I'm going to make it bigger. Going to be honest, because I want to watch this replay. Hat box ghost. Really? Reds are tied with the Yankees. Bochy looks pissed. I think he might think he's safe. He's safe. He's safe. I can't see at that angle. The second angle from behind the ump, I can't see anything. I can't see here. So the angle they're showing now, I can't see anything. Live, I thought he was safe. Obviously, I'm rooting for us. Can't see anything here either. Show me that first. You can't see anything here. That first angle, I want to see that first angle again. If those are the only angles we've got, we could be in trouble. But that first angle, live, I thought he was safe. And then the first replay, he looks safe. The other ones you can't really see. Is that all we get? Kind of huge. Here we go. This is the one. He's safe. He's 100% safe. He's 100% safe. They're going to call him safe. Here's the angle. 100% safe. No question in my mind. Totally safe. Dave, no, it's not hard to say these. Totally safe. Give me the news. Right. Hat box. He's safe. Call him safe. I'm getting tired of waiting. Call him safe. He's safe. Say the words. Right, TLC? Exactly. He's safe. Tell me. Here's the announcement. Don't screw this up. Yeah! Second time tonight. Infield ground ball. Evans' legs get us a run. We're going to win this game, and we're going to win it because of the base running of Haggerty and full count Carter. Unbelievably. Oh, that's great. I love that. Yeah, they don't care. Whatever. Putzes. 2 outs, man on first. Not you guys, obviously. Unless if you said it, then yeah. Pitch out didn't go. I do like the idea of running here, though. 1-0 pitch now. They're not going to do it again, so yeah. Base hit scores you from second. What happened there if you're not watching Higgy up to bat Haggerty on first? 2 steals last time. 1 out, man on first. Pitched out, he wasn't going. Wasn't going there. 1-1. I mean, I think the NFL screws it up big time too, but I deeply agree with you. We need to do a little better with the tech there. If you're just getting here, where the heck have you been? 6'5", good guys, top of 10, 1 out, man on first. Yeah, good point, TLC. Give some love to him. Jackson is a stud, and that was a good throw. It was a good throw. It's a good play. We should beat it out with Evan Carter at third, and we did. Whatever. That was a good play on both ends, but he was safe. Throws over to first again. Can only do that one more time without making an out or giving a free base. Curran going to the NFL because I have no idea. Love you, but what are we doing? 6-5. Top of 10. Nail biter. Kerm's talking a little football. Ground ball down the line. Foul. Hey, Sean. Yeah, Sean, welcome in. Glad you're here. Everybody give some love to Sean. Welcome back, I should say. Yeah, Lats looked great. Had a shutout. Walked the first 2 of that inning. And Martin made sure they all scored. Couple bombs. Didn't look great. But we're up 6-5 now. So you're here. You're here for the good stuff. Yeah, Kerm watching a great ball game. Hey, remember that time in football when they fumbled? What? Corey Magic? 1 out man on first. Higashioka. Takes whatever that was, sweeper, I guess, inside. We're full count now, right? 21 beautiful people here. I appreciate every single one of you. 19 here on Rangers Clubhouse, 1 over on Dole Whip Dad, 1 over on the Twitch machine. Watching my Rangers take a 6-5 lead in the 10th. 1 out man on first. He's going to double. Haggerty goes. Check swing. He's safe. Strikeout. So 2 outs, unfortunately, but a base hit here will now score Haggerty almost for sure. Leadoff hitter for the Rangers won't be Smitty, won't be Jonah Heim. Should be Zeke, right, in the leadoff spot, if I am remembering correctly. Going to the pen, it looks like. At least they're going to talk to him. Josh Smith led off the game in the leadoff slot. They brought in Gregory Soto to face Smith. And, of course, we countered with a right-handed swinging switch hitter in Jonah Heim. Of course, he doesn't play first base, so we brought in Zeke Duran. 143 on the season, although, let's be real, he's been hot lately. It's weird to say when he's hitting 143 on the season. Man on second, 2 outs, base hit. The base runner, Haggerty, gave us one of the runs earlier. Walk, steal second, steal third, scored on a sac fly. The game is totally on the base running of the Rangers. Just getting here, here's what you've missed. The Rangers have had some unbelievable base running. Jacob Latz gave us a nice shutout start. The bullpen gave it away. But Haggerty, walk, stolen base, sac fly, scored. Evan Carter scored on 2 ground balls from when he was on third, ground balls on the infield. If we win this game, you can say it's because of Latz and the legs of my Rangers. You're just a bit ahead of me, so I've got you paused a bit. No worries, TLC. Who we have left to pitch the 10th? Hold on, dude. Watch this. Bounces the ball, take the base. Yeah, baby. Sweeper bounce, no, not even close, totally non-competitive pitch. Sanchez, who has a great arm, has never been known as a defense catcher, although I think it's a bad rap. I've always thought he was a lot better than people give him credit for. Couldn't get anything done there. Bounced away, I think, in front of the plate even. So that's on the pitcher. It's a wild pitch, of course, and we take the pitch 90 feet away. Now, you're not going to score on a sac fly here. You're not going to score on a ground ball in the infield here. But another ball in the dirt wouldn't make me sad. Zeke fouls that away, 1-1 count. I don't know, Cameron. Webb pops in my head. I really don't know. Okay, that's weird. With 2 outs, 1-1 count, Zeke showed bunt. I mean, is the third baseman really deep or something? I don't know what that's about. So Murphy says, yeah, he's playing back. Yeah, and he is. I still don't love that. 2-1 pitch right down the middle. That's the one Zeke should do damage on, but he misses it, fouls it away 2-2. Gatwood, Kerm. Let's get one right here from Zeke. One new subscriber on the during the show today. I hope one of you subscribes. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We do this a lot. We did it yesterday. We're doing it today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Probably not a lot this weekend. Maybe Friday. Hard to imagine either Saturday or Sunday. Again, my youngest daughter is turning 21. We're going to do a lot of stuff with her this weekend. James in the house. What's going on, James? One of my favorite follows on X. Rangers cooking in the 10th. Yeah, baby. James. Somebody on the camera operator getting the cute girls in Baltimore today. I approve. Who knew Baltimore had cute girls? 2-2 pitch. That missed. Good. I thought the umpire was going to call that. Splitter in. Ball 3. I got to be at real. I thought he was going to call that a strike, but it was in. Let's reset for James and anybody else. Did you get in here? 6-5 good guys. Top of 10. Man on third. We got the ghost runner in. Got a chance for one more here. 2 runs is way harder to get than 1. Let's get it. Missed. Oh, saved a run there. Sweeper, slider, totally non-competitive, at least the second one of the inning. Gary Sanchez, who has no respect for his defensive abilities and just made a huge play, saving a run there. Murphy on the broadcast just points out Dominguez is about to throw his 25th pitch of the inning. Boy, Sam Haggerty is sweaty. It's hot there. Langford 0 for 5. Hard to go 0 for 6. Let's get a hit here, kid. Base hit will score a second run of the inning. Double would score 2. Zeke can move. Ah, dang it. Sweeper up, looked hittable, out of the zone, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Come on, Wyatt Langford. 0 for 5. Let's do something here. Not going to lie, I'd feel a lot better with 2-run lead than 1. Dude wearing a mask in Baltimore in the background because, you know, whatever. So Sanchez made a nice play there. Sir Anthony Dominguez looks horrible. Let's get this run in. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wyatt. Jeez, I might take him. I didn't already have a strike here. He's nowhere close. And he misses 2-1. Let's be real. He's thrown like 4 in a row. Only 1 was even close. It's 2-1 where it should be 3-0. You can't tell somebody first and third, 2 outs to take on a 2-1 pitch. But boy, I would pick a ball in a spot because I don't think he's throwing a strike here. Damn it. Sweeper outside would be ball 4. Could be ball 3. But no, it's strike 2. Come on, Wyatt. That's frustrating. 2-2. Come on, kid. Get the hit. Splitter down. 5th ball of the inning. No, I'm sorry. 5th ball of the at bat. Has not thrown a ball in the strike zone this whole at bat. Wyatt Langford's got to do some damage right here. Second and third now. Duran got over to second, obviously. I don't think I said that. How do you swing at those 2 balls and not swing at the ball in the zone? Like, how do you take an at-bat and swing at 2 balls, neither that you should have? The slider's tough, I get it, but the first one you shouldn't have. And then take strike 3. That's frustrating. But we got a 1-run lead. Not sure who they're bringing in, but that's frustrating. Enter this contest.
Did you know I have a giveaway on X right now? It's just for this. It's free. It's easy. It's on X at Jeff Bates on X. Go check out the post. See what to do. It can be done in like 10 seconds. One of you will win this. Maybe tonight.
Rangers Twitter is caustic, so I did a thing.
I love the Texas Rangers. I love X. I do not love Rangers Twitter. Toxicity and emotion on parade. If I wanted the view, I would go to ABC, and I don't. So I won't. So I made a thing. Texas Rangers X, a place by me for you. You, the Ranger fan who's not nuts, not crazy, doesn't need to emote every time something goes wrong, and loves to talk baseball. Is that you? If it is, DM me over on X, at me over on X, or ask me here during the show, hey, will you put the link to Rangers X, not Twitter, Rangers X? We'll have some fun. We're going to talk about baseball, Rangers, and everybody else. And if you want to emote, yeah, Rangers Twitter is not going anywhere, but either am I. It's not Rangers Twitter, it's Rangers X, and it's for you, unless, you know, you're a troll. Hey, have you liked the stream yet? Like the stream. Like it.
6-5, good guys. Robert Garcia in for my Rangers. Got to end this game right here. Got to get this win. Ghost runner on second. About a 50% chance to cross the league that he's going to score. I don't know. We'll see. Garcia's a great pitcher who's not having a great year. Lefty on lefty here, Cedric Mullins. I like our chances on the first guy, but I hate having a ghost runner there. We're up by 1. See what happens here. My confidence is not as high as I wish it was. See what happens. Same as the Orioles do. Garcia disengages and looks at the runner. Dominguez did the same thing. I really hate it. A little different, I guess, with the lefty and man on second. Harder to cover. Yeah, okay. I don't hate it as much. Whatever. Let's see what happens here. They bunt. Garcia has to make the play. Fires to first. Hallelujah. They get him. 1 out, man on third. And now you can squeeze him in. You can squeeze him in, and we're tied. All right, so it's a good bunt. Garcia makes a good play. Now we've got a 1 out, man on third. It's the 9-hitter. He's 0 for 3. I can see a squeeze here. No no hint of it there. Change up 1-0. I don't know why you wouldn't squeeze here. He's your 9-hitter. Maybe he can't bunt. I don't know. Infield in, obviously. 5 ball will tie it up. Ground ball through the infield will tie it up. Probably plate to plate on a ground ball hit right at a guy. Yeah, me too, James. He's really good, but he has not been good. Get a K here. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't love the squeeze many times, but this is the time to do a squeeze. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Tell me why you don't squeeze here. And they don't. Fastball fouled away, and they're not going to squeeze 1 and 2, so I'm feeling better already. Again, I don't like bunting, and I don't like the squeeze a lot, but it's totally time to squeeze. Whatever, they're not going to now with the 2 strikes. That'd be shocking anyway. 1 out, man on third. If you're just getting here, where the heck have you been? 6-5, my guys, the Rangers, the good guys. 1 out. Man on third. Change up down. I don't mind that pitch. It's a really good pitch, actually. Carlson takes it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nope, tying run. 90 feet away. Winning run in the batter's box. Robert Garcia in to shut it down. TLC, he didn't. There's a break here, I can tell you. They brought in Gregory Soto, a lefty, to face Josh Smith in the leadoff spot, lefty on lefty. They brought in Jonah Heim to hit right-handed. Then when when they went onto the field, they put Zeke at first. Duran's hitting in the 1 spot in the lineup. Excuse me. Great pitch. Same pitch that Carlson just took. Change up down. Really good pitch. Strikeout, 2 outs. Tying run 90 feet away, winning formula. Get a guy out here. Garcia, 1 batter away, 1 out away. I'm tying up this series. Lefty on lefty, Jackson Holiday. Fastball. Ooh, I'll take that strike call right on the edge, I guess. Up and in, strike 1. Dave Raymond just said it, so I'll say it to you. Infield is normal positioning now with 2 outs. Tying run still at third. Winning run is in the batter's box. Fastball up and in, out of the zone. Swing and a miss for Jackson Holiday. 0-2. So here's the thing now. You're going to want to go down and away almost assuredly with a slider or a changeup, something like that. You got to knock it down 90 feet away. I'm not saying he's going to throw that for sure, but I would. And you got to knock it down. You can't let it go by you, Higgy. Yeah! Holiday lifts into left. Nope, into right field. That's going to be an F9. We win. We tie up the series. Tomorrow we get a chance to take another road series. That's a big win right there. That's a frustrating game. Latz pitched great. He pitched outstanding. Actually, you know what? Let's show you that, right? I should show you that. outstanding. And the base running, I'll say it again. Haggerty walks, steal, score on a sac fly. Evan Carter scores twice on a ground ball in the infield from third. That's pretty good. Player of the game, let's talk about, well, the win goes to Luke Jackson, 2-4 on the year. Sir Anthony Dominguez with a cool name, but not so good on the mound today. Looked pretty bad, actually. Gets the second loss of the year. Drops to 2-2. Luke Jackson's 3.55 ERA isn't as bad as you would think. Garcia gets to save his 6. His ERA is now at 2.97. Let's vote for the player of the game. They're not letting me vote. It says Latz. Well, I agree. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 3 walks. That's what I would have voted for. But they're not letting me vote today, I guess. That's fine. That's fine. Let's check scores from around the league. We haven't done that at all. I'll check the scores around the league. Then I'll check the comments. And then I'm going to go downstairs and have some dinner. We'll talk a little bit about the shows tonight and the show tomorrow. But in the next 3 or 4 minutes, we will be done here is what I'm trying to say to you. Is that the right screen? Can I hit the right button? I really should know how to hit buttons by now. There you go. Here, let's just make it full screen for you, right? A little easier to see right there. Obviously, in Baltimore, it's a final in 10. My Rangers moved to 39-41. We win tomorrow. We're 1 out behind the 500 mark, so we're not going to be there before we leave Baltimore. Baltimore drops to 34-45 with that loss. Tough loss for them, big win for us. Hatbox Coach is still here in Cincinnati, middle of 10th. Cincinnati comes to bat, tied at 3. Chance to take one at home from the Yankees. Bottom of the 9th, Kansas City needs 4 to catch Tampa Bay. Top of the 9th, they're tied. Seattle is at bat in Minnesota, tied at 5. Duran's on the hill for the Twins. He throws smoke. Top of 9, also in Chicago for the White Sox. D-backs up 4-1. Through 8, the Braves have the Mets up 7-3. Bottom of the 8th in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got a 4-run lead on the Pirates, 7-3. Through 7.5, they go to the bottom of the 8th in St. Louis. St. Louis has got a 1-run lead, 8-7 over the Cubbies. Arenado coming up for the Cardinals, up by 1. Top of the 8th, Phillies hitting against Houston in Houston. No score. 4 hits for the Phillies, 3 hits for the Astros through the first 7. Abreu on for Houston. Bohm at bat right now for the Fighting Phils. Bottom of 7th in Detroit. They're up by 3. Oakland, don't call me. Oakland down by 3. It just refreshed, and now I can't find the score. Where does it go? A's got 3 runs to catch Detroit, 7-4 in Detroit. Top of 5 in Colorado. Dodgers taking care of the Rocks, 6-2. Through 1.5 in Anaheim, Boston and the Angels, no score. After 1 inning, no score in San Diego, the Nationals and the Padres in the James Wood Derby. At the end of 1 in San Francisco, no score, Marlins and the Giants. 2 finals so far. In Cleveland, the Blue Jays take down the Guardians 10-6, 4-1 now with the win for Lauer, 5-5 loss for Allen. And the last game of the night is a final. Well, the last game that I've told you about, at least. Rays take down the Kansas City Royals in KC. Taj Bradley gets his 5th win. Bubik is having a great year. ERA's at 2.18 even after a loss. It's his 1st loss of the year. I'm sorry, it's his 5th loss of the year. Wow, 5 losses with that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Great game tonight. Come on, again. The player of the game, Jacob Latz, looked amazing. Perfect day for it. Obviously, the bad news of the day, the big news and the bad news. Corey Bradford out for the year and probably all of 2026 too. Dr. Meester works for the Rangers. He gives everybody, does all the surgeries. Not sure if it's going to be a Tommy John or the brace. We're going to open them up tomorrow and see. Hopefully it goes well. Regardless, we're probably looking at all of 2025 and all of 2026. If it's the brace, maybe you get him at the end of the next year. If it's the TJ Tommy John, yeah, we'll see him in 2027 at best. The Rangers win. Troy knows I like it. Thanks for thank you, Pete Draghi. Thanks for being here. Yes, says Brian. James says Rangers win. Lat's bidding for a starting spot or what? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Bradford was going to get a spot for sure when he came back, but he's certainly bidding for those innings. And as I said to John Moore, who was our guest earlier today, No reason he's not going to start next time. I mean, this guy was a starter. His first time as a Ranger, he started. He's looked really good. This is his third time when he's gotten the ball to start the game, and he's looked real good. He's a starter today. He's going to be a starter in 5 days. See what goes. Need one more? Really? We need one more. One more?
Hey, have you liked the stream yet? Like the stream. Like it.
One more, says my buddy Bronco Mustang Pony Power. You know what? Like the stream, and then we're going to end here. Then go over to Bronco Mustang Pony Power's channel. Subscribe to the channel and just watch every video he's ever done. You know, you might need, if you need to sleep, just let it keep running. And then wake up and then take the day off, call your boss, tell him, hey, I got things to do. And watch Bronco Mustang Pony Power all freaking day tomorrow after you subscribe. He doesn't need the watch hours anymore. Now he gets paid. And you know what? Watch the freaking ads. Don't watch the first 3 seconds, right? Watch the whole thing. You don't get paid unless you see an ad, right? And you got to watch at least. Watch the freaking ads. Watch 30 seconds of the ads. If it goes more than 31 seconds, you don't have to watch it. But he gets paid, or I get paid, if you watch 31 or more seconds of the ad. Okay? Cool? Help him out. Watch it. All right. Yeah, there you go. Look it, like it. Many close. Yeah, right? That was a lot of good games today. Yeah, 20 likes. I love it. There you go. Love it. Manana. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Guys, I had fun. I hope you had fun. Special love and thanks to our friend, John Moore, DLLS podcast, Rangers podcast, I should say, at Recliner Nerd. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to try to cut that up. I've got 3 whole shows now to cut up for using Opus Clip. You should use it if you're a content creator. Bronco Mustang Pony Power. They'll be watching a long time too. Funny. Yeah. Well, good. You know what you do when you're at night? You go to sleep. You just let the dang thing run. Doesn't hurt nobody. He gets paid. Help a man out. Congrats, buddy. I've been there. I've been there twice, and that's a big deal. Well earned. And I'm glad to know you when it happened. That's cool that you shared that with me tonight. All right, 90 is still here. I appreciate every single one of you. 10 of you still here. I appreciate every single one of you. Whether you watch this on Twitter, whether you watch it on Dole Data, or you watch right here on the Texas Rangers Clubhouse, I appreciate you. I mean it. Tomorrow we'll be live, unless life doesn't allow. 5:30 starts Central Time, 6:30 starts Eastern Time. Yeah, I didn't feel right, but yeah, that's right. One more chat. See you later. See you later. Good luck. I hope your Reds take down the Yankees, my friend. A lot of guys from the Dole Dad channel coming over today. We had Brian, we had Hatbox, we had Walt, Mouse Talk. It's good to see everybody. Probably missing somebody, but whatever. I appreciate y'all. We're done. You don't have to go, but you can't stay here. Have fun storming the castle. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same channels. How about that win? Lax, Haggerty, Carter. Love you guys. Love you too for being here. But you got to go now. See ya.
Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you had a good time, whether we won or we lost. I guarantee I had a good time because you were here. I appreciate you being part of our Clubhouse crew, whether you're on my YouTube channel at Texas Clubhouse or over on my Twitch, also at Texas Clubhouse, whether you watch on X at Jeff Bates on X, wherever, you're the best because you're here. You stayed all the way to the end. It means a lot. I'm going to drop my link tree right here so you can check me out other places. Listen, it just means a lot that you spend a little bit of your evening or your daytime with me here, watching a little baseball, talking a little baseball. I love this. I love building a community. I love watching baseball. I love talking baseball. And I'm just talking to myself if you're not here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to do anything cool for me, like the stream. Of course, I'd love it if you became a member of the channel and all those things. But the most important thing is you are here. I hope you come back again. I appreciate you. Have the best day ever. Go Rangers.